alive.
And now I shall look on in suspense until the little thing turns a different color. Gasp. And here we might be. Okay, nobody mentioned anything about the man flu. I like having money.
Mloo.
All right. We are here once again, the authoritative sources on vampires, the Second World War, and therefore still allowed to be on the air.
It's only a role play, you see.
You know who my favourite character from the story that has Christopher Robin and Piglet and Tigger in it is?
Winnie the Pooh?
No, his sickly brother, Winnie the Flu.
Winnie the Flu? What animal
Winnie
is
the
he?
Flu.
I guess he'd be a bear if he's Winnie's brother, right?
I guess he would have to be, yeah. Maybe he's like an adopted
It could be
brother.
by marriage.
I hate to do this, but can we get started? Because I've got to go promptly at 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah,
tonight.
shit.
All right.
Take it away, Arch.
I'm just writing dev equals dead in chat to,
No, we're gonna
So
save
yeah,
him.
we
He's gonna
want
be
to
okay.
we want to save Dev. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to save Dev.
It's a strange
Character is
motivation,
funny
but...
and memey, and we want to save him.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
sure I
I
believe my
suppose.
character doing that.
Right, so Dev is stuck on the wrong side of the Russian border after having chosen to scare the shit out of a group of heavily armed men, including a tank, and he has about fist-sized hole, I'd say, in the back of his cranium at the moment, which is unfortunate for his long-term expectations, but even worse is the fact that the sun is on the way up, so you guys are certainly on the clock for finding poor little Dev.
Okay. Well, we'll go as fast as we can, I guess.
All right. So we are in our flying Batmobile, Mousemobile. We are okay. So in order to find out where the river leads to, which is not going to be difficult, we need to either find a local or consult one of the maps that we have that shows the river itself. And because we know where the cave is, and we know that the river is flowing westward. So as long as we can find the outlet, essentially, we can trace it, and I think that'll make our job much, much, much easier.
Okay.
Because it's logical for us to assume he'll be around the river someplace.
Yep. I'm down with that.
Second thing, I have Jaeger, the amazing Alsatian, and I have myself, and we have very good skills like smelling, sniffing people out. So
Just like Joe.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna sniff out this little girl. It's like old Joe, and we have the coffin that he sleeps in the Mousemobile. So we can use the odor of that to track him with.
Yeah.
Wait, who's coughing? Are you infected now?
So on the plus side, at least we know we're going to be endorsed by Joe Biden by the end of this.
Thanks, Joe.
So, a small spanner in the whole sniffing plan here. Dev was thrown down a river. Now, water tends to have an unfortunate effect upon smells.
Okay, well, we will just go down to where, we'll go and look for the exit and do it visually if we have to.
Yeah,
There is an
and
alternative.
plus, as he's been out, because we weren't going to get his trail from the river itself, but if he's out and about, then that might help anyway.
There is an
So,
alternative.
is the plan here to jump into the river and then follow it?
That's the alternative. I thought the plan was to walk alongside where we think the river comes out of the cave.
Yeah.
But I think jumping in the river is, whilst a little riskier, we are vampires, we are soldiers, we are trying to save a life. It's more likely to get us there quicker, at least, and to the right place.
I don't know. That depends on how fast the river's moved. How much time is passed?
Elapsed.
Eclipse sounds good, though.
Yeah, how much time is eclipsed? I don't know. Maybe it works. Someone in chat can let me know if I'm right or wrong. How much time has passed since Dev yeeted himself into the river and now?
Probably not super long.
An hour?
10, 15 minutes, I'd guess.
Oh, that's excellent, actually. Let's see. Unfortunately, we don't know that Dev is stationary. So our rationale for throwing ourselves into the river thinking it'll be 10-15 minutes, I don't know if we can justify that in a meta sense. But it's good to know it's only been about...
throwing myself into the river.
But it has only been 10-15 minutes, so not long at all. That's good. So let's consult the map. We do have a map of the local area, no doubt. Let us consult that and investigate and see where the river is compared to the cave and where it spits out.
Okay. Let's see. What kind of map reading skills should we utilize in this occasion, I wonder?
How about cult? I only say because I have a really good skill in that.
Well, do we have... Okay, so... Did we learn anything in like basic training for being a soldier?
No.
No?
didn't
Dang, you
learn
think the
shit.
Germans would have helped us out.
Navigation? No. This is an
I mean,
arch
map
campaign.
reading.
Don't forget Riggs.
We've got survival
all
as
right.
a skill. I've got 1 point in it.
That's
I've
what you
got-
have officers for.
Investigation?
Survival seems like probably the skill, yeah.
Deaf, you're dead. Shut.
Okay.
But no, I agree. Survival is probably the skill, yes.
Who's got
Okay,
more
I
than
have
1?
nothing in survival, but I can look at it. Damn. It just
You're the
seems
person I was
simple.
expecting to have things in survival, Rags.
No, I've got a 4 awareness and a 3 investigation.
Both of which sound plausibly useful for this. I mean, I said that you could try and argue your case.
Well, because you just look at the map and you go, oh, there's the cave, and there's this blue line coming out of it.
I mean, I've got survival 2 pips.
Do we have a map with a blue line?
Okay, well, there we go.
So there is no blue line on the map, no, unfortunately.
He's got 2 in survival. That's good enough.
So it would probably be survival and I'd guess intelligence.
Can I
Oh,
assist
that's
him
gonna
with
suck.
my investigation?
Can you
Well,
give
I've
me your brain power?
If we're all working on it, can we all roll?
I think this is the kind of thing where you could have a team effort, yes. So you could
Right.
pick your skills.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, I've got an intelligence of 4 and no.
All right, in that
survivals.
case, athletics and strength. That's the best thing I've got.
Pick something plausible.
Oh, I guess investigation wits.
Well, Kyle has already done his thing, so whoever does the intelligence roll is up next.
What am I rolling intelligence with? Survival.
Just a straight up intelligence roll. So just take however many pips you have and roll that amount of d10s.
Didn't that do it? There we go. No. Not very good.
How many d10s do you have in survival, Kyle?
2.
Okay, I'll take the first 2 then. Wow, that was
You'll take the
atrocious.
first 2 rolls?
Uh-huh.
You pick that?
And I'm going to use a willpower to re-roll.
So you
Wait,
take 2
3
and
of
1.
them.
You take both fails instead of the
You
9
have-
and 10.
Yes, because you have 2 pips in survival, and you roll survival plus the skill that Sargon was rolling.
Yeah, but it's 4 d10s.
Okay, so
So I
I've
take
got
the first 2.
2 degrees of success.
And you re-rolled the 1 and the 5s, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, that is 2 degrees of success combined with... that is 2 degrees of success. Total.
Here's a loot of that keyboard.
Sorry, I have a script to silence it. I'll reactivate it in a sec. Yeah, it's
Your
not on right now.
scripts.
It's. I'll fix it in a sec.
Just mute yourself then.
I have.
Right.
All right.
So your map reading efforts came to very little in this
Well,
case.
do I get to roll to help?
They both rolled already.
Well, yeah, but I'm also part of this. I'm here.
You apparently would, no.
What do you mean? Apparently, I'm here. I'm waiting for them
Yes.
to do their roll so I can do mine.
Well, there are no further rolls to be had.
What?
There
But you
was a
said this
survival and an intelligence roll, and they've both been made.
All right.
So, Sargon's reading of the map varies wildly from Kyle's reading of the map, and it essentially just becomes a little bit of an argument between the two, with no real conclusion being reached.
So they need a
this is us.
tiebreaker.
This is us saving Dev here, lads. Just so you know.
Yeah, I feel
Our
like
last
we
best
should be
effort.
willpowering these bad rolls because this is to.
I did, but
How much willpower do we have?
Who's we?
Anyone who can use it right now for the rolls that they've made?
I mean,
So-
we could use another point.
I mean, this is to save Dev. It's kind of important.
It is important, but we're not
Did you
there
use
yet.
any?
This is the
Did
first.
you use any?
No, I did not.
Well, it wasn't exactly
If-
much better.
If you
I
get
think
a,
I've got 3 degrees of success now.
well, it's better.
Actually, no, that is 1, 2, 3, -1, so that's back to 2.
Oh, there we go.
And there's nothing that Uzlu and I can do with help and read the map.
Can they do something else while we're doing
Surely
this?
we can do something.
Potentially, you can do something else, yes.
What
should you do?
Let's see. How about we? Let's see. What if I was? So, how close are we to the closest local? Like in terms of the immediate area, are there like a farm? Is there a village around so we can talk to one of the people who live here to find out where the cave water goes? Essentially.
Well, there are local settlements, but most of them were cleared out before the fighting started.
All
Might I make a
right.
suggestion, Riggs?
Yeah.
You could radio our division and ask
That
if they
was-
have any maps.
Yeah, that was thing number 2. That makes sense. So we can get on the radio and we can call in that we've lost one of our valiant soldiers in an accident. They fell in the river in the cave, with water flowing westward. We need to know what our super Nazi intelligence office can tell us about just where the river leads. Surely the Corps of Engineers or some surveying team, someone knows, right?
We are expecting a lot of military intelligence here.
Well, the military
It's in the name.
division
Well, I
will
mean,
have maps. At the
If
very
we're
least.
they've
Will
all
they?
got maps and yeah.
I'm
This
sure
is-
the Germans do.
this is
the Russians might not.
1940.
But
we could also
This isn't like unexplored territory.
we could also call for the
Yeah, it's Europe.
Luftwaffe. Wait, no,
Yeah.
sorry, that would not be a good idea. Luftwaffe at night would not be able to spot anything.
So yeah, let's do a radio in. Let's ask them if they can give us a location on where the river spits out of this cave here. Because no doubt before the liberation, when we were rolling in, we knew like where all the landmarks and knew the topography.
Sargon, don't you have a tracking magic spell?
I don't know, do I?
That's kind of the kind of question you shouldn't be asking me.
He does, but it takes 3 days to set up.
Damn,
Oh,
is
that's
there
a
like
bit
a super watered down version, or can we overcharge it in short term? Is there anything we can do?
What it is he takes 3 days to enchant a stone, and then that stone can be tracked by him psychically anywhere in the world.
Oh, we should have done that with you ages ago.
Yes, we should have.
We should do that with all of us, really.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I guess we'll try that. Well, let's do the radio thing.
All right. So in this case, you're trying to get a hold of anyone with either local knowledge or map knowledge, or somebody who's aware of the topography, geography, etc.
Some of the
Yeah.
officer corps should know.
Yeah, someone who's doing cartography or surveying battle lines. There's got to be a lot of people looking at maps during this war. Maps are important.
Very,
All right.
very important.
I think the kind of maps you're thinking of is different, but all right.
Well, rivers are
So-
strategic points.
Well, yeah.
Not underground rivers, no.
Well, it's
Yeah, but
not
it's
always
surfaces.
underground.
We're looking for nearby rivers in that proximity, which if it
Again.
takes 10 to approximately 15 minutes to get to the other side, then with just current speed, that's not that far. In fact, the river should actually be only a few minutes away.
Assumptions. Okay, so the way you would do this is if you want to get a hold of the officer corps and on the radio, let's see, I'd say that would probably be a combination of etiquette and I don't know. Charisma isn't entirely correct. Maybe composure.
Wouldn't it be the
what you're
officer's
trying
role,
to do
not
here
his?
is you're trying to get a hold of officers. They're the ones who would know. There's going to be a
just ask the
whole
radio
range
operator.
of. Okay. There's going to be a whole range of, requests, special talk, stuff you need to have knowledge of to get a hold of these, the people in question here. And so I'm thinking maybe composure is the best one, because you're not really trying to convince them of anything via charisma or manipulation, but I'm kind of also, intelligence doesn't quite feel right.
Well, I mean, it just seems like an asset that we'd have at our disposal being a military.
You're just
and all.
asking for help.
No, you're not. You're asking for a very highly specialized individual here.
Yes, and that's going to be on the radio operator to find out who.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's what you want to do.
Well, no, Arch. This is just me genuinely stating what I think how it would work. Would it be the operator's skill, not his?
If you want to do that, you can do that.
You're
So
the
all we
GM.
have to do is essentially radio in the operator, tell them what we need, and they'll get the relevant personnel and patch us through, right?
Assuming we
You
have
can try
competent
that.
radio operators.
So what are the roles we need to do for that?
If you're just going to be contacting the radio operator and asking him to find you the relevant personnel, you can just do it.
Yeah, let's do that. They probably have a much more accurate and expansive registry than we do here in the field.
So one thing we've not established before you make that call, do we have any knowledge of our own personnel?
What do you mean?
Would we not know that information as the officers of the division? Or
What
do we
knowledge
not
do
know
you
that?
have of geology? Where's your specialization?
No, not talking about my knowledge. Do I
Geography.
have any idea about our own personnel, or do I not have a single clue who is in our division?
You are commanding an infantry formation.
Yes, but support staff. Who are they?
But we have like artillery and stuff.
Yeah, you've got engineers, pioneers to be precise.
Oh, do they know?
No, their knowledge of underground rivers and currents is quite minimal.
Well, okay, so
We're not
there
asking
might be-
for the underground
there might be
rivers. We're asking for
miscommunication here.
rivers.
We're asking where the river is on top. After
Why would you expect them to know that?
Where's the nearest river within a
this is
15
Europe. We
minute-
have maps of it.
a
Yeah,
15
why would
minute
you expect
proximity
your
of the-
pioneers to have access to that kind of military high-grade maps?
I don't. Wouldn't it be on every map?
No.
Sorry,
They
I
do
think
not
I need
hand
to.
out strategic maps to the usual grunts, no.
I think I need to catch up a bit here. Oh, do we still not know where the river is?
Apparently not.
Okay, I'm jumping in the river.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's just jump in the
too.
river, I guess. Yeah, I'm ready to just jump in the
If it
river.
hasn't
I
been
guess
long,
it's,
let's do it.
Yeah,
there's
let's just
no
do
other
it.
way we can do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is another way you guys can do it.
Oh, it's such a shame we
Or
can't
you-
hear Dev.
Yeah, Dev,
Yeah,
you
but
I
can-
can
Yeah,
still
yeah,
hear
yeah,
his
but-
voice in the wind. We have to go save
did
him
try
so I can
DMing
hear his voice
but-
for real.
We gotta roleplay it, Dev. If we're all gonna bake, we're all gonna fucking bake.
We couldn't think of it
Damn
on
it.
our own, Dev, even if you had a fantastic idea. We're getting wet for you.
apparently
To be
the
fair, I
source
did
of the
read it just
river is
now.
a
The-
military
It's
secret.
a good idea, but we've already made our decision, Dev. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
It was a good idea.
We're all fucked.
How are we all fucked?
No,
The
we're just going
Russians
to go
have
down there
left.
and kill these fucking Russians.
It was a good campaign, guys.
All right.
So this means I have to leave Jaeger behind in the flying mousemobile.
Probably means I have to
Well,
leave
wait.
the radio pack behind as well.
Shouldn't one of the
unfortunately.
drivers take the vehicle and just go to the nearest river?
We don't know where the nearest river is, apparently. Apparently, that's
Yeah.
a closely guarded military secret.
Yeah, I guess it is. Else we just drive to it. But
Because there
Can
aren't that
we-
many rivers to begin with, so it has to be the nearest one.
you'd think.
Well, we know which
Westerly
direction
river.
it's flowing. So
Yeah.
why don't I take the car and just drive in that general direction and see if I can
Yeah,
find
you
you?
drive in
Because
that direction, and then we'll plop into the water.
I'm the only guy. I'm the
let's
only
split
guy
the
with
two groups.
I'm the only guy with the medicine skill. So if we need to stabilize Dev, I might need to be there. Has anyone else got medicine? Has anyone else got points to put into medicine?
I've got survival. I'm not sure if that helps.
Medicine, I
Arch, what would we need to just stabilize Dev and stop him from dying? Actually, no, never mind that. That's important, but not for now. The most important thing is getting him out of the sunlight, which means we do need the car, which means I need to drive it.
Yes, yeah. I agree. That's a good idea.
Right.
So let's split into 2 groups. All right. So Kibbs and Sargon jump in the river, float down, and find him that way.
Okay.
Uzulu and myself and Jaeger will be in the flying mouse-mobile, and then we'll go topside.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I've got the radio pack that can't go in the water, and you've got the dog, which you don't want to take in the water. So, yeah, that pairing makes sense.
Yeah, he could sniff out a bit as well. It'll be somewhat hindered by the river, but it will help.
This is actually quite a good plan. I think we've done a fairly good job here.
All right.
I think this'll hopefully work out well.
Oh, Dev, you sound so disappointed that we're trying to save your life.
Oh no, I appreciate it. I just thought of a different plan.
He did find a different plan. Let's not talk about it until after we get the results.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see if your plan would have been better if you survived.
Okay. So Rags, the Amazing Alsatian, and Uzulu are going to be driving to the closest body of water. Is that correct?
Just driving in the direction the river is going. Like, we know which direction it's going. We're just going to try and get around the mountain in roughly that direction.
So westerly, yeah.
Yeah, well, we could go for the low points, which is where the rivers would be. So we could just look and say, all right, here's the low points of the valley. And
Water will always go to the lowest point.
Just going to be using common sense to try and find where it is.
Yes. Because we can't use the map.
Okay. In the meantime, Kyle and Sargon will be going for the river.
Mm-hmm. Swimmy time.
Dunk.
All right. So, Uzulu, give me a drive plus probably drive plus composure test or something like that to like drive around trying to figuring out where the river might be heading.
Yep, I'm happy with that. I've got a really good composure.
Can I assist him with that? Because I'll be there driving with him? Or he'll just fucking nail it.
I think this is just for the driving part, but I appreciate the offer. You could probably roll something.
Right, yep.
Yeah, if I'm allowed to roll, I'd like to, because I'd be there looking with him.
What are you going to be rolling for?
To point out
could just do awareness.
Where we need to go, essentially. Yeah, awareness wits.
Awareness would just allow you to figure out what is nearby the vehicle.
I mean, might as well.
Sure. Yeah, I might as well.
Just in case we see anything that Arch wouldn't have told us about otherwise. Like a little passage through a mountain that we wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could be.
All right. So I will bear those in mind. In the meantime, let's see. The map should have updated. Yes? Maybe? Possibly?
It just shows the cave for those two. Kibbs and Sargon in the cave.
All right. You two have entered the cave again.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in the water.
Okay, you're gonna go for the water.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Follow the current.
All right. Roll a God damn it, internet. Roll an athletics plus dexterity, please.
Athletics plus dexterity.
Don't bump your head on the cave on the way out, because then we've got 2 people to save.
Hmm.
Although, do we need to breathe?
You got helmets.
Actually?
I'm a pretty good
No,
swimmer.
we
No, we're vampires.
No, we're vampires.
Water doesn't affect us.
I was aware of the fact that we're vampires, just wasn't aware of that meant we don't need to breathe.
Nope, don't need to breathe.
Nope,
We can walk
no
on the bottom of
breathing.
the ocean if we want
Fantastic.
to.
Yep, you can walk in the bottom of the ocean.
What about the pressure?
Doesn't
Apparently
matter.
doesn't matter according to the rules.
Oh, so we're immune to blunt force trauma too, right?
We'll probably squish you eventually, but You're unlikely to run into that kind of pressure at the bottom of a underground cave river in all due
What's the
likelihood.
is it the
hope.
Mariana Trench? Or
Mariana's
something?
Trench is indeed what you're thinking of, yes.
I mean, yes, that would probably
The
switch you,
Hedian
but,
Deep.
it is unlikely that this is quite as deep. Unlikely, at the very least.
Right.
Right. So you get to right about here, when something I guess you all forgot strikes you from the side.
Sargon, just get into the water.
Yeah, I'd like to jump in the water.
Right.
Ignore him. He just a cunt.
So, Kyle, he comes out of the shadows, swinging a sword at the both of you. You throw yourself forward and avoid the swing. Sargon, you are not quite as nippy.
Oh, that's what the roll was for. Gotcha. I thought it was for swimming. I was like, oh, weird.
That was indeed what the roll was for. So you try to, in the last second, throw up your own weapon to block, but he delivers a pretty savage cut to your upper arm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You go down. That was all the health you had.
Yep.
What was your health at?
1.
Just one.
Oh, good
Jesus.
Can you
This was a
will
good
roll
idea.
an
Stayed in the
athletics
vehicle.
roll, or
Well,
So
I can't
we'll
leave
just get in the
Sargon
water.
behind.
so
Sorry,
my-
just it doesn't matter, man. You can't defeat this guy, so
No. It does.
Four,
you
five,
can't defeat this
six.
guy. So it doesn't matter what you do with me because you're not.
I don't
gonna get me
necessarily
out.
need to defeat him as much as I just need to knock him off his feet and then grab you and go into the water.
Okay.
Vampire in hand-to-hand combat versus a werewolf sounds like a
He's
fantastic
not
idea.
transformed yet. That's what we're banking on.
Yeah. Apparently, we don't get to spot him in the shadows, though.
None of you
Well,
rolled
apparently my peripheral
awareness.
vision is trash.
I figured the fact that I had darkened half the cave would be a dead giveaway, but I guess not.
Okay.
So they don't even get to roll awareness.
Not if they're just going into the cave and there's no indication that they're being sneaky about it or wary about it. No.
We don't know that we're going to be
still-
looking out for something
the
until.
people-
Well, of course you
perception.
did. You
They
know
can
what was
hear
in
it.
that cave.
All right. You know, you're right. I have my eyes closed.
And you weren't listening either.
Yeah.
Your hands were covering your ears.
It's fine, don't worry.
I don't believe
Sometimes
you
you can
actually
be a bit
went back.
stubborn.
I mean, you know what was in this cave. Don't
Yeah.
even pretend
So-
that.
But it was
why
a- it
would
was
I
a
need
really-
to explain that.
Genuinely speaking,
So
considering
if they
how many
did
times
know he was in the
occupants have
cave, wouldn't
changed,
they
no.
know to be perceptive of it?
You would think yes.
I figured it was a
So
really
I just-
quick
they
route from
roll-
from the entrance to the water, so the werewolf would probably be further back in the cave by now. And they could just
I
hop
honestly
in.
just assumed that like our characters were warriors and would be, like awareness checks would be like Overwatch. I didn't think.
I mean,
I'd
we
have
are
to do
behind
something
enemy
really sick.
lines.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just didn't think I'd have to say that. I want to make sure I keep my eyes open for any bad guys because that sounds fucking dumb, doesn't it? Of course I'm gonna.
I mean, don't you have to roll your awareness versus his stealth?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't he have a stealth roll? What's he checking against at the moment? So it's fine. He's hit me out of the shadows. I'm down. It's fine.
I mean, he hasn't been in stealth even. This is literally just you
Then
entering.
how did he
the
sneak
cave.
up on us?
Yeah.
He didn't. He charged you.
Then we would
So
have
surely
So
they
why
hear
didn't we
him.
get an initiative roll?
Yeah. He's charging. You
It's
hear
fine.
that.
It's fine. It's done. I'm happy to accept it. I'll mute myself.
Whatever.
until
Let me
I'm
punch
conscious.
him. So now we have to do initiative, or is the initiative already taken into account now?
Right. Yep. You can roll your initiative. So that is your resolve, composure plus a D10. Was it?
Resolve, composure, plus D10. Oh, come here, D10. Well, getting lucky.
That's good.
All right. 12 for you. And 11 for him.
That's pretty close. Now, time for the punchies. That's brawl?
Brawl plus strength, yes.
Brawl plus strength. So I'm just trying to
Yes.
punch him, knock him down with all my righteous fury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like muzzies very much. At least Bruno doesn't. He's a stereotypical Prussian.
All right. Okay. You throw your heaviest punch at him, and he brings up his arms to block it. You've both scored the same degrees of success. So, Kyle, on a d10, do you want to be above or below? So 6 plus or 5 under?
What do you
I just
think,
do
guys?
even or
What's the
odd.
lucky? Above
I
or
wonder why
below?
we don't just do odds or evens. But I'd
So
say
this is what this is.
roll high.
Yeah, we're trying to uppercut him. So that's the logic. I see it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You want to
There you
end
go.
high. There you go.
You win the tiebreaker.
Whamp.
All right. Let's see. That is a fair bit of damage. You deliver a thunderous uppercut to him. You smash through his block and deliver a violent hit to his jaw, which snaps his head back.
Oh man.
He grins at you, teeth clenched, and he spits out a great big globulate of blood, and he curses at you in some language you do not understand.
I mean, considering last time I waddled away from him, yeah. I still don't know. It's nothing personal, kid.
All right. He's carrying a long, elegantly curved scimitar, which he now slashes out at you.
That's not very nice.
No, it isn't. Would you like to try and get out of the way?
Yes, I would.
All right. Athletics and dexterity.
And athletics and dexterity. Oof. Maybe do a fate now, a willpower. So you just roll
Might
three
not be a
d10s?
terrible idea. Yes,
Declare
and
which ones.
Declare which one you're switching
Okay,
out.
declare
One,
both
1, 2.
ones
Yeah.
and a 2.
All right, then roll 3d10s.
Well, it's better. Wait, 3 d10s?
Yes. Which is what you just said.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know why I interpreted that as 3 times 3.
Okay, so you switch out the first one, and then you switch out the second one with another one, and then another degree of success. So then we're looking at 4, 5, 6 minus 1 for 5. Okay. Okay, right. Well, this will be a far more interesting fight than I had expected. Another tiebreaker. High or low, Kyle?
I hate chances. I mean, I should hate this game just on the principle of that alone. Well, is he swinging high or is he swinging low?
He's swinging high towards your face.
He wouldn't expect it if I went high, would he? To meet the blade. Let's pretend we're swinging low. We're ducking low to dodge the blow. So here we go. Low we go.
Well, you don't get much lower than that.
Gotta role play it, guys.
The only time
That's how
that's a
you
good
win.
roll.
Indeed. Yeah, no, you quite easily managed to slip under his swinging scimitar.
I do like scimitars. Gib.
Now remember, you're only 3 meters, 3 meters away from the water.
Yes, but there is a comrade down.
Yeah. I
Bruno
know,
Friedrich is a
still.
Prussian at heart. He does not leave his comrades behind.
Well, you can take him with you.
That's the hope. Or at least a part of him.
He doesn't need to breathe. You could take the opportunity. I'm not there. I shouldn't be saying it, but I think you know what I was going to say.
I'm trying to get the window of opportunity, because if I try to grab him, like, he will get a free opportunity of attack, won't he?
Yes, he will.
But if I still grab him anyways, and let's say he strikes and he hits me, then I still have him, right?
Yes. So the question is, do you survive a hit? Bearing in mind, right now, he's just using a sword.
That is true. Have I noticed anything particularly interesting about the sword, or is it just swooshing, swashing around?
It depends. You can roll an awareness. I'm not going to make you do a combat round for that to see if you can figure out anything about it.
So I don't have to do a combat round?
No, I'm not going to make you do a combat round for that. It's a bit much.
See if I notice anything. So
yeah, just like a glance out of the edge of your eyes. It's not going to be a great thing. Like you're never going to be unlocking any deep secrets doing this, but
it's just anything that might come to our aid.
Yes.
So
do you have anything in this? No, you have armor and historical armor this time, so you don't have like weapon stuff.
Sadly, no. So it's been the metal bits.
In that case, so are you looking? What are you trying to determine here? If it's magical or if it's just what kind of a sword it is?
If it's magical, I'm gonna roleplay this because Bruno didn't quite realize that Sargon was in the state that he was, and so now I'm trying to see if there's something awry with the blade. Is it magical? Does it have some sort of properties that I should be aware of?
Okay, in that case, that would be just a flat-up intelligence roll for you, because that would be occult and intelligence, since you don't have any dots in it. It's just your intelligence.
Okie doke. I'm not going to use a fate on that. Or, I'm sorry, willpower. So used to the other system.
Uh-huh. All right. It does look like a very ancient but well-kept weapon, and it's definitely a noble kind of weapon. It's not mass forged or anything. It's got carvings along its blade, what you assume to be Arabic writing, but you can't sense or see anything that would suggest that there's something paranormal about it.
Okay, so there's at least the hope that if it hits, it won't hit like too much.
Nope, it just looks like a sword. A beautiful razor-sharp sword, but there's no indication that it's going to be, a flame-wreathed angel weapon or some such bullshit. And again, it might be blessed by Allah. Do you believe in Allah?
No. Can I whip Sargon's body into the water? Punt him like a fucking shoe or something?
Sure. That would expose you less. That would be probably strength plus what? Athletics?
Strength plus athletics. So that's what I will do with my next turn. We'll see if we can't save one man.
Okay, well, it is your turn. If you want to just grab him and throw him, I'm not going to give him an opportunity attack for that, because you don't necessarily need to turn your back on him. Like, you're strong enough to probably grab Sargon by, like, the uniform and just toss him.
So strength plus athletics, you say?
Yes.
Okay, so that's athletics plus strength. Time for you to go for a swim, bud. Will I know if it's a success, or should I fucking...
So that is
How difficult is that challenge?
5 minus 1. That's about a 4 degree of success. And you're not tossing him particularly far. What do you think, Kyle? Do you think a 4 degree of success is enough to toss him the 3 meters?
Gonna have to. Need that willpower.
All right. So after dodging the swing of the blade, you take a second to reach down with one gauntlet at hand and grab Sargon by the scruff of his uniform, and you toss him bodily into the water behind you.
All right.
The guy in front of you gives you a quick little laugh, and he says something else in Ukrainian that you don't quite catch, before he lashes out at you again with his sword.
All right. Try to sidestep. Which way does the blade look like it's coming from?
Well, he's right-handed, as he just missed you. He's now giving you a left upward slash.
Upward slash. Oh, double down. He might call it. He's a wise lad. But we're going to have to take a chance and go down. Low.
Okay,
Sadly,
I'm asking you... he hasn't tied with you yet, Kyle.
Well, we know the future of what happens. It's a high roll.
Athletics dexterity first to try and just dodge it.
Athletics plus dexterity. Wow.
All right, that is 4 degrees of success.
We'll keep what we have. Save the fates for critical.
All right.
Willpower.
This time he doesn't tie it. He gives you for a human, a lethal slash across the chest, rising upwards and nicking the right side of your neck. But for a vampire, that'll be 3 points of superficial.
Didn't you
3
make
points.
that armor?
That is correct, yes. So you may remove 1 point of that.
Oh, good call, Riggs. The problem with this character sheet is that's on a completely different tab, and I would have completely biffed that had you not recalled that.
Rags does
They really
something
should
right.
Condense items on the same
I do
tab.
things right all the time. It is tradition.
I feel like you're stretching that a little bit.
It's not at all.
All right. He withdraws the sword and very casually whips off the little trickle of blood. He feels like he's in control of this. It is your turn, Carl.
Thick dish, and I'm gonna starting to leap into the water. So I assume I have to dodge another opportunity of attack.
Right, yeah. You turn to run. You just turn on your heels and sprint towards the water. He seems baffled about this for a second, but then remembers himself and tries to deliver a slash across your back. Dexterity athletics.
Dexterity plus athletics. Into the water we shall be.
It occurs to me that werewolves aren't particularly...
It is
Shit.
the will of the gods that I go into
God
this.
damn.
Holy shit.
Fucking hell.
I don't want to die. I'm trying to save Sargon.
Right. Well, he was
flip.
clearly caught off guard by your sudden
Hopefully.
retreat, as that just swishes harmlessly behind you as you roll forward and into the water as well.
Mild chuckling can be heard. So maybe that'll egg him on a little. Maybe he wants to go for a swim.
I mean, do werewolves need to breathe?
Yeah.
That's a good question. We're about to find out.
Dev just killed himself in real life, so we
Oh,
can't
no,
get him
Dev.
to lures it.
Oh no, he got tired of living.
We're doing this for
Man.
you.
Let's just ask Google, do werewolves breathe? Werewolves is... apparently Google is not sure on the question, so... It's unfortunate.
Dear Google,
Right.
was Joe Biden a vampire or a werewolf?
Oh, he's definitely not a werewolf, and he's definitely not a vampire either, considering how senile he's going.
Just a normal mortal.
He's a Joe Pino.
You grab a hold of Sargon's body, I assume.
I would hope.
And you carry him with you as you begin power stroking it into the deep, dark unknown. As you pass out of sight beneath the waters, you can just see a figure standing on the bank, but he does not seem to be keen on a swim of his own.
Hooray! Now that we have the easy part done, getting into the river.
The easy part. I have to carry Sargon's little body around now. I have to till we fix him. His incapacitated body. Oh no! Maybe draw funny things on his forehead.
Before this session started, Uzulu asked me, like, today we'll find out what kind of GM you are, Arch. Will you be the kind who, like, don't let the player do stupid things? And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably a little bit more than I'll probably tell them when they're doing something silly. And I was just sitting there like, nope, control yourself, Arch. They know the werewolf.
The problem is, Arch, is you never tell us when there's an opportunity. Because we don't know. We can't read your mind. And we don't know how you're thinking about setting these things up. So when you say these things just happen, we didn't know that something was just about to happen.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I didn't even think the werewolf would still be here. I mean,
I thought that I would at least be able to look. Like, come on.
To be fair, I also thought he had chased us or was chasing us, and then we lost him.
Yeah, I figure with the magic dispersed and with everyone gone, there was no reason for them to be here, really. I thought the altar was like the whole reason. The magic is why they were even here. So I would have assumed that they would have just left.
And I expected there was such a short space between the entrance and the river that you could have jumped in no matter where he was.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get any initiative. And this is the same sort of problem that we had with this werewolf in the first place. The reason that he was on everyone is because you didn't give anyone any time to really do anything. Like, I know I'm just whining, but, that's how I feel about it.
Well, don't worry.
I understand, but I think there were plenty of opportunities. And like you said, you assume. Assuming is not always a great idea.
No,
sometimes it's okay, though.
We don't know. We're not assuming anything. We don't know. You don't tell us what the common sense things our characters would have knowledge about. Like, it's dark in there. Like, are we going in blind? What are we doing? It's like, but then we're just dumped into it and stuff's happening. So
this is all knowledge you have. In fact, you asked about the light levels when you first came in here. I told you it was bright. You asked about how you could use it by doing auspex to extend your vision. I said yes. And there was a monster in here.
No, we didn't.
That was weeks ago.
No, I did not.
All that stuff.
I didn't.
But I think there's also the point that if we are stealthing,
don't you know
if
that
we are stealthing, the NPCs can detect us without knowing that they should be trying to detect us.
Yes.
Same goes the other way around.
I think we should have had an awareness roll, because if the NPCs get an awareness roll when we're doing stuff,
yeah, that's what awareness is.
I think to Archie's credit, we should have been more cognizant that there was a werewolf nearby. But to our credit, I think this was something that the GM should have told us. A thing that was just purely sensory.
You could have given us no information about the werewolf, but the fact that we're going into an environment that there is a danger, I would have thought entitles the player to have an awareness roll to be aware of the danger. And it's okay if we fail, and that happens, it's fine. It's just that, this werewolf could have been in the other room again. He could have been anywhere, right? So I would have thought we would have had an awareness check at the very least.
Especially
that's what I thought too. But again, I never thought for a second that you guys had completely forgot about the werewolf in the
Hold
cave.
on, the occupants of this cave have changed several times, from communists to werewolves to nothing to Germans to.
I mean, you even asked about the passage of time.
To be fair, though, I think the very last thing that happened last session, with almost no time passing, is we escaped with him on our tail. So he would have been fairly near the entrance, but I thought he wouldn't be quite that near the entrance. Like, hiding around the corner.
Yeah, but even if he was, why couldn't we spot that? Like,
the thing is,
or at least try to spot it.
We should have gotten an awareness roll if something was there. Because there's no way we can derive whether or not we can roll to test anything.
Well, no,
because you know what's going on, Arch. You set up this encounter. There was a bad guy here to begin with.
Yes, and I made no attempts to hide that.
He was literally in the black. We couldn't see him.
Yeah, and that I thought also too would be a pretty dead giveaway.
Yeah, but we didn't get the chance to look.
No, I honestly think that when we entered the cave, you should be like, all right, roll an awareness.
Yeah.
This is what you always did in Lurking Hunger. Every time we went to a place where we didn't know.
Like, D&D has a passive perception stat that you can roll, that we don't have to roll, but that you can match up against NPC rolls if you want to not give away the idea there might be danger.
There's no such thing in this game, no.
Well, we've been homebrewing a lot of stuff here. If we could come up with one,
anyway, since I'm still unconscious, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I lost my internet there, so I guess something happened while I was gone.
Oh, good, you're back. Now we can carry on.
Right, so Yeah, Kyle and Sargon went back in the cave, were attacked by the werewolf, and Kyle then threw Sargon's unconscious body into the water, and they've now been both swept up with the stream.
All right.
As for our adventurers in the car, let's see. You've made the best possible speed you can, given the circumstances, driving around the area trying to look for local bodies of water. You do discover a few, but you don't find Dev near any of them.
Okay, well, we're gonna keep searching along anywhere where a person could have crawled out for tracks in the sand or mud.
Yeah, not you, the driving team.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were in the water. Okay,
All right,
Yes,
what
you
I'll
are in
do
the water.
is I will, since we've come up here in the general area, I'm hoping, is we'll get out for a bit on foot. I will give the coffin, like the pillow and whatever thing, I'll give that to Jaeger the Amazing Alsatian. And I will attempt to use him and myself to try and see if there's any scent in the air, if anything has lingered around, and hopefully see if we can spot or at least get closer to Dev.
Okay, yeah, you can try that, sure. So, smell. Why is there no smell skill? That makes me a bit sad.
I think that might be animal Ken.
It's actually it's a specialty which I have under awareness.
Yeah, but what does it add to? Does it add to awareness or?
I assume that it does. It adds either a modifier depending on whatever's appropriate narratively. And also, I suppose the dog will get a roll as well. Guard dogs do have stats. Let me take a look at them real quick. Because I do have the guard dog here. Guard dog.
You've got significantly more character sheets than anyone else.
Yeah, no. So, a guard dog has an awareness of 4. That would be the exceptional dice pools. So I assume it would do an awareness 4. I assume that the guard dog would also have the specialty of smell for awareness.
Not the unnatural one. I think it would just have awareness 4. Because your ability to smell is way more than just smelling. Vampire magic nonsense and all that.
All right. So then he'll have an awareness of 4, and I guess a wits of 1 for that. So I'll roll the dog first. Wits. That's pretty good.
All right. And your own roll? Awareness, wits, plus what?
Awareness, wits, plus at least 1. So I guess a 1 here.
Okay.
So awareness, wits, 1 for specialty aromas, smells. Hey.
All right. So that is 4, 5, 6 minus 1. So it's 5 for both of you. Right. If there were any smells to pick up, you probably would have, but you can't get any tracks on Dev in the area that you are currently investigating.
All right. So what we can do is we can move downriver, Uzulu, I guess.
Sorry, did you pick up any scents?
I rolled really well. The dog and I both got 5 degrees of success, and Arch said if there was anything here to detect, we would have found it, or at least smelled it.
Right. Are we at a river or a lake, or something similar? Is it running water?
It is running water, yes. You went to the nearest body of water, which was a river leading into a small lake.
Then I guess we'll follow it.
The river, so the opposite direction.
the opposite direction from where the cave is, I guess. I mean, I hope so. We can drive for a bit and then go back if that's more appropriate.
I would assume that we got out where the river began, where it came up from underground.
I doubt it, but let's clarify so we don't assume. Arch,
Yeah.
can we see where the river comes out of the cave, out of the mountain where the cave is?
No. Currently, you just drove to the closest body of water.
Yeah.
It appears to be a lake, of which there are an offshoot river. Whether or not this lake is fed by an underground reservoir, you do not have the knowledge or the skills to determine.
Hmm.
Let's head upriver.
How narrow is the river? I don't suppose it's the kind of thing that we could drive over.
You probably wouldn't be able to drive over it unless you found a ford, but it's not like a massive, wide, raging river or something. It's probably, 2-3 meters. If you find a shallow spot, the car could probably make it.
Sure. All right. Good to know. So, Rags, you talking away from where the... No, that would be downriver. Do you want to go upriver as in towards the cave?
Upriver towards the cave, yeah.
Well, worst case scenario, I guess we reunite with Sargon and Kibbs, so yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, because we'll be looking for...
Because they're in
3
danger
people
now as well.
Yeah, we won't assume they are. Or we would, I don't know.
Well, no, we do.
Well,
Like,
I
I'm
know.
not even talking about the werewolf. I'm talking about they're out without decent cover immediately available, potentially in
Yeah.
the sunlight as well. And we knew that from the beginning, so this was always going to be we're sending them off temporarily. So yeah, let's go find them.
Then, let's go upstream towards the cave. We'll go up a bit, and then I guess we'll try again.
All right. So you're heading back upstream towards the caves. That'll probably take you another 15 odd minutes or so, I guess. So it's been about half an hour since the search has begun. This also results in a very wet and bedraggled figure dragging another figure behind him, emerging in a small body of water a fair distance away. Now, you had all of your health still intact whilst you were doing this, so you are aware that it was a fairly wild ride, but you're out of it now.
Well, you found Dev. That's the good news. Bad news is you can't do shit about it.
Not yet. Not unless you come up with something. Kibbs and Sargon.
Kyle has wandered off to become somebody's mother, in all due likelihood, so...
Sadly, I'm not pregnant like someone else here.
Yeah.
Pergonat?
Loaded little girl. So, can we waddle to shore? Obviously, I'll have Sargon plopped over my back.
That was not what I
Nice.
wanted to do.
Can we resuscitate him? Can he wake up a little bit? Can he
I seem
stop
to
doing the
have
big
buried
sneeze?
the water beneath the layers of the ground.
Low tide.
Oops.
And currently, I have no quite idea how to get a hold of it again. Well, that makes me sad. Hold on. Maybe? Aha! Water. I am God. Okay, yes, you arrive blinking out into the marsh. The sky is starting to become dangerously light at this point. You estimate you've probably got only an hour, 2 at most, before life is getting very harsh for vampires.
Okay, so there appears to be wood. So, have I spotted that thing over there?
There is a thing lying on the ground. It looks a little sad.
Okay. I'll plop Sargon on top of it, because I do like making piles out of dead bodies in video games. That's always been a passion of mine.
Good.
Seeing the physics interact. All right. Okay, so first things first, is there any dry wood nearby?
Are you going to build a bonfire?
I have an idea to set a fire or create a small fire to hopefully signal for help along the road.
Okay.
The sun's coming up. We don't have much time.
Could maybe stop and put them under the tree. It might help a little bit.
That's not going to save them. The other option would be to dig a hole and bury them.
Well, there is a small stand of trees, maybe 50, 60 meters off to the right off map, that could perhaps provide you with wood. How are you intending to chop it down?
No, I was just saying, is there any brush?
Nothing
there's
that
not any
could
within the
be used
proximity, then that's not what I'm
effectively
gonna do.
for a bonfire. It's all like marsh grass and shit. It'll be wet.
Okay, so that's all that. How is the ground here? Is it diggable or no?
Soft, marshy ground. Yeah, it's hard. You could easily dig it with your hands and gauntlets, no problems.
Okay. Well, in this case, my remaining option, because the sun's coming up and I have no way to communicate with the others, is to dig and then bury all three of us. Hopefully, I'll have enough time to dig a hole deep enough with my strength, because that's what I'm hoping.
Okay. I feel like asking Google how long it would take to dig a hole with your hands, but I think the answer would be
because either A, they're going to spot us before the sun comes up, and if they spot us, we can get in the vehicle. Then we'll get in the vehicle. But if not, then roll them into the hole, roll myself on top of them, and then try to pile in the dirt on top. At the very least, my body should absorb the sunlight if
Not a terrible idea given the circumstances.
You'd burst into flame, so absorb is perhaps not the correct word, but
well,
right.
The thing is, if I can't bury myself, then I should bury those two, and I'll await rescue. If not, then I'll be the only one burning, and we'll save two.
Okay, so let's see if there's a digging roll. The primary one would be strength, obviously, because duh. Athletics, brawl, craft, drive, craft?
Probably survival again. Strength,
I
survival.
think it'd be athletics.
Yeah, survival is good at point.
Would it not be my strength?
Yeah, strength, survival.
Just
That's
punch
the two.
big holes in the ground.
Essentially, yes.
Oh,
So yeah,
cool.
it would be strength, survival. So to dig a hole deep enough to cover a person, you'd probably want meter,
They could be
half a
lying
meter.
flat.
Yeah. But to bury them properly, you would probably want at least like 30 centimeters odd, at least.
How much time does he have until light?
Hour to 2 hours at absolute tops.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
plenty of time.
Well, I can easily bury two of them. That's the hope. As long as we save two, that's the most important thing.
Okay, so to dig like again 30 centimeters to a meter deep hole enough to like. In this case, you're probably better off just digging, not laying them flat, because that's going to require way more digging. Because then you need to cover an entire human. So you're going to have to dig like a half a meter deep and like a meter and a half to 2 wide. You'd be much better off just curling them up into little balls.
Can I break their bones to make them fit smaller?
I mean, you
Guys,
can.
I'm sorry. You're gonna wake up.
No
a
need
little
with
bit,
Dev.
Discombobulated.
Dev's already blown apart. I don't think you need to with him.
It's okay.
So-
Just cause the abortion, all right? I'm fine with it.
One final.
Oh, no, the
I
baby's
have a power
surviving.
that might come in handy. Obfuscate will not save me from the sun, but potency will increase my strength, won't it?
That depends. Which points of potency are you thinking about?
Vampires with potence gain a far greater strength from the blood than those who lack it. So prowess to help me dig. I should have used
Prowess.
that against the fucking werewolf, but I didn't even
Yes,
remember.
you
I had
should.
that. Oh well.
And I
Not
wasn't
blood,
going
so
to
I
assume
guess
you had it either.
Well, I'm
Right,
sorry, man.
so- Potence. Lethal body is the one you should have been using. Cost 1 rouse check. When activated, add the potence rating of the user to the unarmed damage value as well as defeats of strength. Yeah, you should have been using both of them, in fact.
Whoops.
Okay. Give me a rouse check.
Gotta see if I've got roused. Oh, shit.
I have another idea, if I'm allowed to say it now that you're here.
All special.
You're dead. Okay, so you're hungry.
God damn it.
But
Could
you
eat
can
Dev's
add
organs.
your potency to your feet. So how many points in potency do you have?
Points into potency is 2.
Okay, so take your strength and survival, and then a bonus of 2.
Strength and survival.
And you'll probably, 3 degrees of success to dig 1 hole, and it'll be like 1 hour to dig first round. That was
What do you
terrible.
guys? That's what? How many successes?
3. So that's 1 hole in the first hour.
How many successes do you say I need approximately?
3 degrees per hole.
3 degrees per hole. Can't I just dig a big hole, or is that too hard?
You could, but this is like basically the amount of earth you're gonna have to move to get a body inside of it.
Dig, 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 dig. I'm like playing Minecraft right now, guys. Holy shit.
So you only got an hour left, and the sun is starting to rise. Would you like to re-roll that? Some of it?
Yeah, sure, why not? At least save 2 of them.
Okay. Which are you re-rolling?
Hold on, gotta have my mouse over it. The 1, the 3, and the 5. Wait, 5 is a success, isn't it? Or no?
No, 6.
Oh, 6. And the 5. Those are the
Okay.
ones. So
Yep,
3d10s, did it get the +2 as well? Or the...
No, this is just re-rolling the individual dice.
Okie doke.
There you go.
Well, that's 1 better.
Okay, so that is 4 degrees of success base plus another 4, so that's 8. That allows you to bury both Sargon and Dev into their own little mud holes.
Nice.
And the sun is starting to peak up now. Like, you can literally see the first few rays stretching across the ground. You've got a little bit extra while to dig, so I hope you've
Time
got
to
some
save
willpower.
myself if I can.
Yep, roll the same. So strength, survival, plus the 2 bonus.
And strength and survival. Strength. +2.
If sunlight burns us,
Nice.
what would happen if we got in the water?
Fuck. Your
Right.
rolls today have been insane.
You finish burying Dev and Sargon in an oddly lover-esque embrace. I don't know why you chose to do that, but I'm sure they're going to have some words for you when you wake up. As you do that, you stand up, you brush the dirt off your hands, and you're like, okay, that was a lot of work. As a sunbeam just gently burns your scalp a little bit, realizing your predicament, you dig like a vole from hell.
Fuck. With rolls like
the
these,
fucking-
just dig to St. Petersburg.
Yeah, like you can see the mud spray 50 meters away, probably. Like an industrial digging equipment just buries himself, and then a hunger success on top of it, which means he does it in an extra brutish manner.
The sex bot called me a simp. Help!
I noticed that. They're definitely learning.
That's kind of funny. Screenshot that. No, god damn it. Oh, that'd be funny to keep that one.
I'll get it for you. I can screenshot. I can re-show the message for me. and
Oh,
then send it
that's
to you.
funny.
I'm putting it in tapestries.
Oh, I love sex chat. Kyle is a simp.
I love sex chat.
Oh no. Never been called a fucking simp by a sex bot before.
Futures now.
Brave new world.
The future is now, old man. Oh, man.
Love it, Chloe. I love you. Sex shit. Join me.
Hey, boy.
Can anyone on
certainly
mobile
tempting.
Can anyone on mobile who's looking at chat confirm whether or not tapping any profile account's photo actually does anything? On PC, it does nothing. Probably because of this.
You have to use the 3 dots on the right?
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but then it would only work on mobile.
Check their channel, I think. Let's see. What content does Chloe I Love Sex Suchatu has on her channel?
This is the first time they've ever gotten a shout out right now, and they just got banned. That's
There's a 15-second clip which then leads to a stream of ill repute, I believe.
Of ill repute.
Yeah, Kibbs,
why doesn't YouTube delete these channels? These are just a series of little butts and tits. I mean,
I think you'll find Louis is the real danger.
Well, if you go to the channel, you can see when it was created, and I bet it was created within.
I am popular among the ladies,
So
guys.
Yeah, they're still going.
March 11th, 2020. Okay, it's a little recent.
Brand new. Oh, they have 20 subs. It was 11.
Yeah, I can see her subscriber count rising.
Subscriber count. No, that's probably right.
About 3 of the 4 messages that the bots have sent so far have been about Kibbs. I'm pasting them all in tapestries.
They recognize a man in need.
Spare, I think.
See, I'm looking at these right here, and there's just these throwaways. All of the accounts have sex EE with 2 Y's after them. And they're like 400, 300, 600 subscribers. I'm just like, God, I wish I had tits. That would make this so much easier.
They're not real people, Arch. I don't mean the bots, obviously they're not, but the subscribers aren't either.
Aw, why must you ruin my dreams?
Look, having tits is enough of a benefit without you having to compare yourself to people who didn't get it because of tits. They got it because they botted it.
I still would like tits.
Just do what Melody does. Get a deep fake voice modulator and just act it out.
Unfortunately, I think she is actually female, tragic as that might be.
But you wouldn't necessarily have to be.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think so too, but you wouldn't necessarily have to be. If you get a good enough text-to-speech, not even text-to-speech actually, but voice modulator. Well, I don't know of any actually, but there must be one. You could make it sound female enough.
I don't think the technology is quite there yet, but once it is, I will be sure to try it out.
I bet you it exists somewhere, but I agree it's not likely to be free and easy to access.
Call 9100 for sex with Windows Word Translate. Right, anywho. Kyle demonstrates just how little he actually cares for his companions by digging his own hole like 17 times as deep. At this point, he's just using
to show that I care about my teammates. I still look self-centered. What the fuck?
Yeah, you've buried yourself like a meter beneath them again. To anyone who comes across this, it will just appear as if you use them as ablative shielding.
You never know.
Right, well, you are all safe from the sunshine, which will lead me to raise the following question. Why didn't you just go back in the water?
The water amplifies sun rays, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not that far until the cave's mouth. You could just sit down there for a while.
It also puts out fire.
What? Haven't you forgot about the evil Muslim werewolf?
Yeah, but he's not going to swim after them, no, is he?
Well, the thing is, my character doesn't know that, so I'm playing from the perspective of my character. He's buried himself because, number one, he's kind of Prussian, and Prussians need to be buried. Well, yeah, that's kind of it.
So, now how do we get found?
Now, shush, Deb. First, there's one more important thing I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I need to mark a spot. I need to find a suitable marker here.
Draw a big X.
That's too cliche, Deb.
The thing is, when you're driving, you'll notice a big pile of fucking mud.
Well, it'll be flat because you pretty much filled it.
How did I flatten
back.
My body filled it, so it should be distended above the ground.
Ah.
Maybe a little.
Yeah, a little bump.
Why did you bury yourself under cotton wool, guys?
No, three little bumps.
God.
If we find this place, if we somehow manage to infer that this is where you buried yourself, we're just going to have to sit here next to you until morning, because we can't get you out or you'll burn on the way out.
No, I could use a break anyway.
That's true. We could use a little sleep.
Is there a bottom hatch arch they can just drive over us and open it up?
Not to my knowledge on that vehicle.
On that one, on tanks you could, but you didn't buy a tank for some reason.
Couldn't afford it.
You could.
No, we can afford tanks. We can't afford silver. That's the thing.
Or
I can afford
paint.
silver too.
Or paint. If only we could have painted a big X.
Has Sargon been getting tea for like 30 minutes now?
No, he's deafened and muted himself because he's dead. And
When you
he
throw it
actually,
in the river,
he actually
turned
respects the
river
rules,
into
unlike
tea.
some players.
Some players, yeah. I can't believe that I don't have like just a mound of dirt icon somewhere. Like the snow looks a little bit odd. This annoys me. Frustrates me even.
It's okay. He's technically role-playing really good because he is sleeping. In the, unconscious
And how
sort
this
of way.
character's out of
Problem
it
is
for a
that
while.
when Sargon's actually able to wake up, he's not going to have any idea. We're going to have to spam him with that.
Details.
Well, might as well start now.
Right. So, the other two of you driving around the countryside. So you've driven back to the cave. So you're near it now. I guess we have come full circle. Meet. That turret is not very cooperative. I've come to
Dev is filled with
realize.
ideas, by the way. I've just been ignoring him. I'm sorry, Dev, but we're role-playing. These are good ideas, though.
You would know the second one, though.
Wait,
Actually, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know it was on your person because I actually don't know.
What were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Okay, let's get
overestimate
this out of
Kyle's
the way.
IQ.
So, Dev is like, if anyone has 2 points in Auspex, have them use premonition and envision my location, which is a
Yep.
pretty good idea. His second
that'll work, yeah.
suggestion that he's using a lot of exclamation points for is use my flare gun, take it off me before you bury me. Thing is, I'll
have a
unbury us
flare-
later.
I have
The
a flare
problem-
gun. God
The
damn
problem
it.
with that is that this is the Russian side.
So what? You'll find us first.
I was thinking of actually building a fire just in the hopes that the Russians would find us, because I think I could probably take a light vehicle with a couple of dudes. But there's no
so
good wood.
how has this happened then? We were following the river, and if the river was visible up to this point, then it would have been visible from this point.
The Russians are very close, apparently. Fuck. Just a few yards away.
My question
Well, you
remains,
said you were going to drive upriver back to the cave, right?
along the river. We're going to follow the river back towards the
Yeah.
cave because we assumed that we'd
Back
gone like
towards the cave. Okay.
yeah, but we didn't want to separate from the river at any point because that
we
would
wanna
not
keep
make any
with the
sense.
river.
Yeah.
We're searching the river for 3 people.
Okay. Right. Well, you have arrived over here, I guess, then. And the turret's gone again.
No sign of anything inconspicuous or out of the ordinary.
That still doesn't make sense. There's a north road there. We were heading to where the river would be, which is out the up left of where that cave is. We've got the north road. We follow that up. How do we manage to get to that body of water?
You have been assuming the underground river runs straight.
Remember, if you look at geography maps of just water, like it's all like wiggly. all
Yeah,
over.
those don't
Yeah, but
exist.
then we would have had to cross over the river for it to be that same body of water.
I don't follow.
So if the river comes from where the cave is there, goes up and left, then, and we've just come in from the left side of the map there to that body of water, and we were following the river, if it's the same river, we would have had to cross over the river to get to where we are now. But if it isn't the same river, then how did we think it was if we were going north?
I recall you saying you were going north.
Well, we're
I thought you were saying
following
you were going west to the closest large body of water.
west, assuming that that's where the river goes. But looking at the map, there's no river, so it must have been northwest. And that rock there is representative. It's not the actual size of the cave. So north is obviously the direction of the river.
Is it? Is it obviously the direction of the river?
Yes.
Does anyone
Sense
here
of direction.
actually have a map that we're referencing for anything, or is this all just like sort of like a conceptual kind of thing?
I think it's more conceptual, but I still don't see how this could have happened. It would make no sense at all if we're going in the direction of where the river would run from the cave to go left down that road. It would only make sense to go north. And we didn't have this map available, so we didn't say explicitly, but I think that's fair to say. We would only have gone north from here.
From your idea of the river, the river would run this, if your assumption is correct that it runs continuously straight. So it would run to the west, as you mentioned.
And because it doesn't, we would drive north to find where it comes out.
How would you know it doesn't?
Because we can't see it. The idea is that we would drive towards where it must come out. Yes. The idea. So it doesn't come out on the surface at any point, except
not
like
that
much
you have
later.
been able to spot so far. No, well, that you
Right.
have at least.
That's different. My thinking was that it came out of the. Okay, so the only time it's underground is when it's under the mountain, right? So my idea is that we would drive around the mountain in that direction until we came across where it exited the mountain, and that way it's overground. That would mean that we would drive north from here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think there's been a miscommunication because the river is not visible from the outside. You can't see it on ground. It is a literal underground river.
I know, but we know the direction it goes in, so we just need to go that way around the mountain that it's in until we find an opening on the side which has the river in it. That was the plan.
The mountain.
Whatever the structure is that has the cave in it and the river. I assumed it was a mountain, but whatever it is.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's not really a mountain, as it's hill at best. Like, just it's not like it's a mountain range or anything like that.
Okay,
But your idea then was like, if we're assuming like they're just using the cave, the rock over here. So you wanted to basically go, okay, so the river went that direction, right?
Sure.
If you're seeing where I'm pointing. Yeah. And then you wanted to be like, okay, we're going to go that direction, then we're going to keep going around like this until we see a river.
Right, I think I understand what's happened, though. My impression was that it was just a massive body of rock and the river would come out the side of the rock somewhere. But what you're telling me now is that it's purely like it's straight up under the earth.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Underground.
what I didn't understand. In that case, I would have gone about this very differently. But in that case, I don't know what we do at this point. We would just have to continue driving north and look for where it comes out, or just somewhere. Keep looking.
I guess it's. I don't know why we couldn't just look at a map and see where river starts.
If it's underground, it might be hard to tell which river is which.
Well, if one just starts somewhere.
It would have to
There's
be.
lots of rivers that just start somewhere. There's
Yeah,
tons
but
of them.
If it
Hundreds
starts
of them.
somewhere,
Well,
if
well,
it starts
you're
on
not
low
in the
ground, though,
But in
area.
proximity, there's not that many rivers within proximity. Like,
Yeah, I'm
if you
sure.
look-
Like it, but surely there's one that's close-ish by that we would be able to look at and be like, all right, that could be our.
there
thing
would
right there.
only
That's-
be a set number of rivers close by, and rivers in general, like there would not be hundreds. There would maybe be 2 or 3 at most.
Well, you say that, but in this area of Ukraine, no, there's actually quite a lot of rivers and little lakes.
I know, but within a 15-minute proximity, going by current speeds,
Going by current speeds, yes. So what is the current speed?
well,
Oh,
if
we'd
it takes
be
us
able to
15
take a
minutes to go
guesstimate.
through, rivers generally are how fast?
Well, I mean, nearby rivers within the general
Average.
vicinity that are fed from underground that are close by, and we could start with the closest and work our way to the further ones away, or something.
1.4 meters per second is the average speed.
Okay. is the average speed, right? Well, it's more than that, and you also don't know that it's 15 minutes away. This is information that I gave you because you asked out of character.
Well, it's information that we've been operating off of.
Which is interesting, certainly. So, you have returned roundabout to the cave. Where's the next step in your searching?
Well, if we could use a map, then we would know where to start. And if there was nothing there, we could go to the next place and go to the next place and cover like quadrants, essentially.
Process of elimination.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only way you could, based on what you have allowed us to do.
No, it isn't. It's the only way you've come up with.
All right, so let's see.
I mean, we did try contacting people for assistance.
So what we'll do is, I guess we'll do that. We'll get on the radio, and we will contact some people to find out. Surely somebody in the German army knows.
All right, and then we return to the previous one. Would you like to look for this person yourself and roll for it, or would you like to just ask the radio operator to get you in contact with someone?
I'm going to ask the radio operator. This is what they do, so I assume they'd be far better at it than I would.
Okay, right. So you get on the radio, and you call up, what? Who do you call?
I assume the operator. The military operator. However, I'm not too familiar with 1940s German military radio hierarchies. When I pick it up.
That's not what I'm asking. Yeah, you're currently getting on the radio, but you are a part of the Waffen SS. There are two formations. There's the Wehrmacht and the Waffen. You also have contacts within the High Command von Reichshofen. So you have several options. That's why I'm not just assuming you call someone.
Let's call who do you think would be the most reasonable here,
I'm
if
thinking
it matters that much?
Emil is already a bit upset with us. However, he's the only one who would at least somewhat understand the danger of what we're dealing with.
He is also by far the highest ranking person you have contact with, just to point out that.
But the fact that he's already not too happy with us, despite the great successes we've had in the past, if we hey, Emil, could you redirect some guys from the various other important missions you're doing so that you can find someone that got lost? I mean, that's not exactly what happened, but that's how he'll probably see it.
You would think
we could definitely ham it up, though.
Yeah, I mean, he would certainly see us as valuable troops that were worth protecting. I mean, it's not like we're asking a lot here.
Actually, if we embellish the story slightly, we don't even have to lie. Just how we tell it, then I think we can make it sound heroic enough that it's understandable. And I guess because of these very helpful interventions, Emil probably does know that we don't like sunlight very much, or for whatever other reason. He probably already knows.
My concern is that if we call people to look for him and they find him, they will unknowingly expose them to sunlight.
Then we're going to have to call Emil, embellish the story, and then tell him, if they find them, make sure that they put them somewhere that's covered very, very immediately. Or wait until night if they are currently covered.
Yeah, something along those lines. Emil would be the person who would be appropriate to give that information.
Hmm. Well, would you like me to do the explanation?
Go for it.
All right, Arch. Can I assume that we have opened up the radio channel to him and he's there? Or if not, shall I do that now?
So you are calling Emil.
Assuming that he's about, yes.
Okay, right. So he is, of course, all the way off in good old-fashioned Berlin. So to get to him, you'll first call up the radio operator, and he'll patch you through a landline. So Emil has been waiting for your report, so he picks up quite immediately. Yeah, this is the officers of Emil of the Waffen SS. What can I do for you?
What's his rank, Arch?
Nothing that is within the usual military.
Right, I was trying to think
you
of the most...
just know him as Massa, perhaps.
I was trying to think of the most polite and formal way to address him.
Mine have.
Sir.
Fair enough. Mynheer, we followed your orders to return to the cave and investigate. Unfortunately, we were immediately ambushed by very powerful enhanced opposition. We were able to regroup. Oh, go on then.
Why did you not roll perception?
Yeah, right. Yep. So you are just to be clear here. You're just speaking. You're speaking exactly like what you're going to say now, right? So I can take you just at your word. Yeah.
I'm sure that there's a reason I should hesitate to say yes to that question. I mean,
there's always a reason.
Hesitate.
I'm not talking in German, but other than that, that's pretty much what I want to say.
Okay, good. Yep. Continue.
So where was I? And yes, most of our group was able to fall back to the cave entrance. Unfortunately, one of us was lost, and given you understand our unique circumstances, you know that if we're lost outside during the day, that could be instant death. We've been looking around. Unfortunately, we will lose our commander if we don't get some assistance. Is there anyone in the area that you could send to help us look before the sun comes too far up and we lose our commander?
All right. There's a moment of silence. You can hear him talking, like as if he's put his hand on the receiver and he's saying something, but you can't quite make it out. He then gets back to you and says, "What is the nature of the resistance you encountered?"
So, not saying this out loud, but remind me. He knows about werewolves, doesn't he?
No. Not
Right.
specifically, at least.
I would just say enhanced and unlike anything we've seen before. Nothing we'd like to transmit over the airwaves.
That's probably a good idea, yeah. So I'll say, I'm not sure actually if I'd modify that at all. That's a good way of saying it. Yes, I'll just go ahead with what Reich said. Very, very dangerous, clearly enhanced opposition. Nothing that we've seen before, and not something we feel confident transmitting over the airways.
Okay. Right. I understand your caution, sir, but the nature of the resistance is very important if we are to find your commander. If this was powerful enough resistance to scare off a unit of several enhanced individuals, I don't know what I'm supposed to dispatch to find them.
I would tell them to...
All right.
For the...
sorry, I was going to say we told them that it was in the cave, and we expect that it was the partisans, and we expect they're going to stay in the cave, so we don't expect them to be a problem in finding our guys.
I don't know if they're going to stay there. Because in my mind, I'm thinking the reason they were there was tied to the magic potency of that altar.
Mm.
And with that gone, I don't know why they would stick around, especially because now they definitely know that the Nazis know they're there, and they have attacked Nazis who have escaped. So why they would stick around, I think it would be incredibly foolish for them to do so, and they would, turn tail as soon as they possibly could.
How about if I just tell him what techniques will work, without telling him specifically what the enemy is? Just give him a general description. The enemy is fast, bring phosphor bullets, that kind of thing. Bring motor support if possible, that kind of thing.
I would say the creatures seem to favor close combat.
Yeah,
within melee range.
I think we agree on the approach.
Yeah, they seem to be resistant to most small arms fire.
Yeah.
You'd need heavy weaponry, phosphorus rounds,
yes.
Essentially as if you were hunting a tank.
Yes. Arch, can we? Can I assume that those details were relayed as we said them? Or would you like me to act it out?
You can assume that, I suppose.
Okay. Thank
you. The line goes quiet for a little bit again. And again, you can hear him like a little bit off the side, talking to someone. And then he comes back and says, the opposition is equal to that of an armored vehicle, and it requires forceful bullets to destroy, and he's powerful enough to chase off all of you. You are piquing my interests. Is there any chance you could perhaps attain samples of this creature?
Tell him that right now, with all due respect, our priority and our concern right now is the safety of our companions.
I
I
could.
don't think that's gonna work.
All right, I could put it this way. We expect the creature to remain where it is, given that it's likely associated with the partisans, and therefore, once we've found our commanding officer, we will have a full force prepared to engage the creature and return samples to you, sir.
All right.
But as we are, our group is split, and we don't have the fighting force necessary to engage it right now.
Yeah, they are potentially in mortal danger. As somewhat nonsensical as that phrase actually sort of is. for us.
Now, technically, you're not mortal, are you? So
Immortal
how could you be in mortal danger?
Yeah, someone in chat corrected me that no, actually Sargon isn't dead, and I'm like, well, actually, we're all dead all the time.
We're in immortal danger.
We're in danger of double death.
It's the worst kind of death.
Except triple death.
Okay, yeah. He barks out some orders that he doesn't cover the phone quite as well this time. It sounds like he's requesting some kind of list, and he comes back on the phone to you and says, "It is understood. Do you have an approximate location of your commanding officer?"
Do we have any method of relaying coordinates, Arch? I take we do.
Sure.
All right, in that case, I shall give coordinates for our current location and say we believe that he was carried unconscious downriver underground from here, somewhere to the west.
He?
Sorry, yeah, whatever.
They.
Oh my
It.
god,
It is mad.
Actually, you know what?
They.
You know what?
Them,
You know what? They, because there's two of them.
Three.
Because one of them's pregnant.
Three of them. Okay.
I haven't even mentioned that two of our other guys got carried down as well. If I mention that, it sounds a lot worse for us.
It's
Although, actually, I don't know that they're in danger, do I? Not specifically.
I mean,
Not
we
really,
haven't
no.
found them. They have to get into cut. We have to assume that they're in danger because if they get caught out,
Yes, we do have to assume that they're in danger, but we don't need to tell Emil that. Perhaps,
What do we have to? They should know what they're looking for.
There is a degree of balance to which it's like losing one party member to an ambush is bad enough. Losing three when later it'll be discovered that we lost the other two because our plan didn't quite take into account every available factor. Yeah, that's not going to look too good to us.
if they find one, they're going to find the rest.
Yeah, but then we don't know what situation they're in. Maybe it'll be better for us than just they're all dead already, or and even if they're all dead already, we can make up whatever story we want for exactly why.
Sure.
But the fact that they'll find all three together anyway means we don't need to tell them that we're missing three. But then again, we don't
Alright.
know they'll find all three together, but there's a good
Alright.
chance of it given they went the same way as Dev did.
Sure, yeah. And then we can always say, well, we sent those two to search for it. We didn't know that they were in the same... We didn't know that they'd found the comrade or that they'd engaged the enemy between our meetings. Yeah, that'll be... that makes sense.
All right. So, Emil then receives the coordinate and says, "We have got forces in the area after the operations of the partisans and also the recently aborted Soviet counteroffensive against the 48th. I will peel off a group of armored cars and a Fiesler FI-156 to scout the nearby area.
What's
We'll
that?
find them. It's an aircraft.
A Fiesler? All right.
A Stork. Oh, of course you should know. It's a legendary aircraft. Jesus. It's like asking, what is a Mercedes? God damn it.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't see many Fieslers on the roads these days.
Well, I wouldn't expect it. No, they're in the air. You need to look up more often. So, he then continues, now that the recovery efforts of your commander has been taken into consideration, you are ordered to immediately re-engage the creature and obtain samples of it. If it is anywhere near as powerful as you suggest, capturing it would be best.
So he wants us to, instead of searching for our compatriots, he wants us to go and engage the creature for samples.
Well, it's a simple matter that
for this guy, supernatural knowledge, that's what he does. That's the reason why he's in the position he is right now. So, in a way, you've essentially told Scrooge McDuck that, yes, Donald Duck is missing, but you've discovered a vast cache of gold bullions.
Guarded by something that we have just told you is the reason that we don't currently have the gold bullion.
Yes.
So I just want to confirm that that's what he's telling us to do.
Essentially, yes.
I mean, I would just be tempted to respond with, Mynheer, that is a suicide mission. The creature is far too powerful for two of us alone.
We would at least need the support that was on its way. And it would be insane for us to engage him before the support arrives, certainly.
We have limited experience. Oh, actually, we told them we hadn't seen them before.
Also, we're not exactly in fighting fit shape. Like, we have been...
I'm actually fine.
Yeah. But it's the mental...
Okay. So he perks up at night.
I was telling all that to Uzulu, so...
Okay, well, what is your response to Emil's orders, then?
The bit I said about the suicide mission.
Yeah, we would need to wait at least until his support arrives.
I don't mind him thinking that this thing is extremely powerful. Like, I think we can kill it as a whole party. So even if he tells us to kill it as a whole party, it's not that bad. But especially if he tells us that, okay, it's too powerful for you guys, you don't have to go and fight the the massive werewolf or whatever. Like, I don't see a way this could easily go horribly wrong.
Okay, right. So he comes back with, so there's only two of you. I thought only your commanding officer was missing.
Oh, I did say that we'd split up earlier, Arch, but perhaps it wasn't clear that I was saying that to Emil.
Yeah, they're currently on a searching for our missing squad mate.
Can the target be expected to remain on site?
We expect so, Mynheer, and moreover, we can keep a close eye on the cave entrance, and if the target leaves, we shall track it.
Can we make promises I'm not sure we could fulfill?
I don't think there should be a problem with that one.
All right. So I have no idea if they're going to stay in the cave or not. I assume that I'm actually kind of surprised he was still there. I assume it's going to leave. I don't think it'll stick around, and I don't know if we can track it without it knowing that it's being tracked by us, and if it chooses to fight us, then I don't know what we're supposed to do.
If it chooses to fight us, it's not like we don't have any chance. I've got the phosphor bullets. If I can hit it in the head a couple times, that might be enough.
Maybe.
But it's a pretty slim chance with just two of us.
I think what we should do is we should say, well, we don't want to leave our comrades out there when they need us. But what we can do is, while we're waiting on the search parties, we can keep an eye on the cave, and if it does leave, then we can radio you and request further orders.
I don't think he wants to micromanage. I think he wants us to take care of it as much as possible. It's lucky that he's not telling us you have to engage it. So I think our best bet is to tell him we will track it. We will keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we can give it well, as long as it's not going through water, we can track it with myself and Jaeger, the amazing Alsatian.
Only problem is that it's now day, I think.
I think the trail will still be fine. I mean, this thing it's a big werewolf guy. I think we could track it just by smell.
Sure, I actually had the idea that we would be tracking it live, like following it, but actually that makes more sense, especially given it's day now. So yeah. We can just tell him that we'll monitor the situation, and if the werewolf leaves, we will find it. Not werewolf, obviously, not to say werewolf directly. If the creature leaves, we will find it.
Okay. He comes back with, then, you can hear the rustling of documents in the background. I have just received a force allocation report from your area. I will have rerouted a guard detachment to the cave immediately. You are then to engage the creature along with this detachment and secure me at the very least a sample. If the creature is as dangerous as you suggest, capturing it is not necessary. But a creature of this power, we cannot risk it escaping without learning something of its nature.
Okay, right. So here's where we might be able to cheese it. Mynheer, we will do our best. What would be sufficient as a sample?
Again, he holds his hand over the receiver. You can hear him talking a bit more subdued this time, but you can catch the words like doctor and samples. And he comes back. If possible, a limb would be ideal. If not, blood samples, anything else directly connected to the creature. Fangs, tooths, skin, fur, anything.
Anything we could knock off it, you bet.
We're good then. I'm not saying this to Emil, by the way. We know that the creature, whilst in human form, bled on the floor. We know that there's tufts of werewolf hair in the cave. I think we're okay with not needing to fight it. If we can manage to sneak into the cave, which I know this is just one option, right? This is not a great option, but if we can manage to sneak into the cave, get either a sample of the blood or of the fur rather, and then when the guys arrive that we're supposed to fight the werewolf with, if we're not feeling particularly courageous, then we can say we've acquired a sample while waiting for you. We don't need to fight it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your response to Emil?
Yeah, Mynheer, we shall do our best.
That's a good boy. That's the correct response. Very good. I will await the imminent report of your success. Viel Glück. And then he hangs up.
What does Viel Glück do? I mean, is that good luck?
Good luck.
Yeah, okay.
So, Uzulu, have we been taking into consideration the Masquerade?
We've been doing our best. I mean, enhanced is as far as we can get from saying the something that would break the Masquerade, without saying nothing helpful at all.
Because at this point, I think we're all right. But yeah, I think we're all right here because we haven't said anything, and the German army's going to find out anyway.
Yeah.
So
they might not be too happy if we are the reason that a bunch of German soldiers meet a werewolf. However, perhaps the werewolf can solve that problem for us.
Maybe, but I would not want all the German soldiers to be killed by the werewolf.
True.
Because I'm a German soldier in the army along with them.
That is, of course, true.
They are my fellow Germans.
I would, however, not like to be assassinated by the Camarilla. Both are valid considerations.
I know the way I lean, my character is certainly more German than vampire in that sense.
My character is about as far in that direction as you can get, considering his belief system.
Yeah, it's still a valid concern. And can we not contact the Camarilla in some way?
I did give you a rock to do that, but I was somewhat ignored.
It was what?
I did give you a rock to do that, to allow you to contact the Camarilla, the guiding beacon, but I was somewhat ignored. So,
I don't even know.
You have no current reason or way to do so.
We don't want to contact the Camarilla and dob ourselves in. Like, there's no reason to believe that their eyes extend this far. Maybe they have magic that allows them to, I don't know, but
Well,
the
I would.
Camarilla, my dude.
It's one thing to say that, hey, we're vampires, also in the German army. We found something, and the humans are gonna find out. So, what do you want us to do?
They probably say kill the humans.
Yeah,
Or
they
kill
probably
yourselves,
which
one or the other.
My character wouldn't do that.
Which is why we
I
should
think they
call
would
them.
actually just kill us, to be honest.
My character's about ready to dismiss the Camarilla, except to the extent that they will send assassins.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am right now. This seems to, yeah, and it's not like it's not like we've been loose-lipped or anything. Well, none of us have.
We've only told as much as we had to,
Yeah.
and really, it's not much. All it implies is that there are some beings who are more than human.
Enhanced is all we said.
Yeah.
So we don't know what it could be. Some Soviet wonder weapon, some I don't know.
But as far as the Camarilla will find out, we didn't do nothing. We were sent here to meet some Ukrainian partisans, and then it just happened to be a werewolf. Or something.
Or just a big wolf.
A really big wolf.
I mean, we've seen them.
You did also provide a report and I believe a corpse of the other wolves, but they were just
Dire
wolves.
Yeah, they were just really big doggos.
Yes.
They weren't like supernatural. They just seemed to be flukes of nature, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
These are your friends, by the way. Small Wachttruppen of
meine
fine
Freunde.
German soldiers.
Just
Armed
5
with,
guys?
weaponry that will prove to be about as effective against a werewolf as fucking pea shooters, but
Oh, then so just 5 guys. That's
We-
it. These don't
we-
stand for larger groups.
We did tell him what we'd need. We told him phosphor bullets, and granted, we probably should have said silver knives.
I think if they're at the point where they're using silver knives, then
Still gonna be better than nothing. I mean, what these guys have right now is essentially nothing.
yeah. So I'm not leading these. Certainly not leading these 5 useless guys into combat just to certain death. We're gonna have to wait for some kind of heavy artillery or some anti-tank, get something we told him pretty much. It's like we're hunting a tank.
Do they have grenades, these guys, Arch? Any explosives?
they don't. They're just military police.
Right.
They're expected to intimidate deserters and people.
Yeah. They'd be better off looking for our comrades, to be honest.
Yeah, they're of absolutely no use against this thing. Not about to send them into battle just so they could get wiped out.
Oh, that is a great part of being in the military.
What part?
Getting killed for absolutely no fucking reason.
Oh well, we want to avoid that. We Nazis.
I'm not sure if my character would care enough about their individual lives to say that they shouldn't be sent in, especially when that's our order and that's their order. But it's not a million miles away from what I might say.
Well, all we'd know is that if we sent them in, they'd all get just instantly demolished, and we would have no samples. So the mission would be just as much of a failure, except now we've got more German lives spent. And we were very specific about the stuff that we needed. Is it on its way? Are we awaiting those things?
Well, it depends. The guy who's arrived at the head of the little Wachttruppen at least thinks that they're it. He doesn't know what he's been sent here to do. He's just been told to report at the coordinates of the cave and talk to anyone there.
That's us. Well,
Okay, so
I will.
Sorry, go on,
Go
Max.
ahead.
You go first.
Well, I was going to ask the equipment that we requested that we needed. It is on its way, right? It's coming.
Mein Herr, that depends. What kind of equipment were you thinking of?
We are going to need equipment that would resemble anti-tank equipment. So anti-tank guns, vehicles, if necessary. No chances with this one. The enemy is ruthless in a way that I've never seen before. I don't want to risk any casualties. I don't have to, but as far as we're equipped right now, we are not in any position to be engaging the enemy. We need to wait for reinforcements so we could knock this out quick and clean.
Okay. He gives you a little chuckle. Mein Herr, we may just be Wachttruppen, but the front line is miles away. There should be nothing more than scattered elements of Russians or partisans here. I'm sure we can deal with it.
The flaw of every plan is that you assume you know more than your enemy does. We've been here for a while. We've been stationed here for days. We know the nature of the enemy that we have ahead. While I appreciate your bravado and your willingness to fight the enemy, and I certainly sympathize with that, this is beyond us at the moment. You wouldn't run headfirst at a tank, after all, with that rifle in your hands.
Okay. He looks a little bit confused. Mein Herr, what is it you are suggesting? This area has been cleared for a week since the last Soviet attack. There should not be any armored resistance.
Mein Herr, imagine, if you will, a walking tank. There is one in that cave.
It would freak him out if you referred to him as Mein Herr. He's way below your rank.
I just assumed that was Mr. My man. What is the title?
That's the respectful way.
Right. What is the correct title?
Oh, you just call him, dude or person.
Yo, dude. So just imagine like a walking tank or whatever.
Okay. Now he just kind of looks back at his guys there. They're all just really confused now. A fucking tank.
Right, okay. I'm going to break it up. I've got a performance roll. I'm going to impress upon them the challenge that we face.
With interpretive dance.
With exactly the same kind of performance that I read my book in.
Okay.
You're all going to die. Like,
basically.
I mean, that's what's going to happen to them.
I'm essentially just going to, I'm going to very deftly scare them.
All right, yeah. Oratory, okay, yeah. What would that be? I mean, the first would probably be charisma, but the second one would be performance, I guess?
Yep, charisma performance works for me.
All right, that is pretty damn good. Yeah, 9 degrees of success.
Now, I'm doing this on the assumption that there is equipment coming. If there isn't, then what we've done now is we just wiped out 5 useful meat shields.
Wait.
Said 5?
You're telling them to attack?
You should be going with.
What are you doing exactly?
I thought you were trying to discourage them for taking it.
That is what I'm doing, yes. My point is that if we're discouraging them, it's on the assumption that we are waiting for equipment that will allow them to participate in the fight usefully. If there is no equipment coming, then they would have been more useful as meat shields, and we can't do that now that we've very, very successfully impressed upon them the danger ahead. I'm not trying to take it back, it's just that we might regret this if there is no equipment coming, and we're assuming that there is. I think Rag said that there was, but I don't know if there is.
Well, that's the thing. I assume so. That's what we told Emil. That's what we told him we needed to have.
He didn't tell us it was on the way, though.
I mean, isn't it?
All he said was that he would be rerouting local guard troops.
We told you that 5 vampires couldn't kill this thing, so you sent us 5 normal humans, basically policemen.
Hans and Co. here with their bolt-action rifles are not going to do anything good. This is going to be worth... If this...
Go over there, Hans.
Seriously?
Yeah. Welcome to the world of military necessity.
No. Necessity means that you bring us the stuff that we need.
Yeah, exactly.
If your commanding officer values the objective in question higher than he does the lives of the people involved.
But if you don't send enough people to succeed in the objective, all you're doing is killing your people.
Allow me to tell you the story of the First World War.
Doesn't he? That was this is the First World War, though. I'm pretty sure all the armies learned a lot of lessons from that.
Yes. No, the Soviets in particular learned that rushing headlong towards machine gun was actually surprisingly effective if you had enough dudes.
But you said yourself that his big concern was getting a sample. How does this get him any closer to that goal?
It gives him a chance at getting the sample.
No, it doesn't.
Well, you can also remember, he doesn't know what you're fighting. All you're saying, like, this is enhanced resistance, really dangerous. And again, that to him is just, it's music to his ears. Like, really? Something dangerous enough to beat up a bunch of vampires? I need to know what this is.
Yeah, because we were very clear that we basically need tank hunting equipment for this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we're not attacking with this. I'd sooner get on the phone with him and tell him that you don't understand. We need.
You
the
remember
things
what
that
Just call him
said.
again, man. Just call him again.
He said he
Yeah.
was sending more guys and more stuff.
That's to search, though, not to help the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, they're probably going to run into the werewolf.
Yeah,
Okay, since I haven't had an opportunity to say anything all show, Regs, I would just call them and say, listen, if we go into battle with these guys, you're going to get 5 corpses and no samples. That's how you word it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I don't mind bugging him again, especially if it saves 7 lives. That we really, we need the things that we said we needed to have. Like, we weren't doing. We don't just like to look at shiny guns. We need that to complete the mission. If we don't have those things, then we can't complete the mission.
Stress what you need, and again, shoot higher than you think he's willing to go. Because imagine this is bargaining, right? You want to go higher so you can meet in the middle, more or less.
Yeah,
That's
this is
probably not gonna
definitely a
work out that
failure
way.
on Emil's leadership skills here. So we need to do something. We need this stuff.
I mean,
We
I'm
need
being completely honest. No matter how many troops you guys send, like that, the fucking people are going to be tissue paper.
Yeah, the troops are. This isn't something you just solve by throwing numbers at anything. Someone's like, you guys are meant to sacrifice those troops to get the sample. Well, if that's what he means, that's not what's going to happen, and that's not even something that I would do. Like, I am fucking clip it. I'm a proud soldier of the German army and a steward of the Third Reich, right? I care about the lives of my fellow Nazis. I'm not just going to be like, oh, you 5 guys, go and kill yourselves for no reason. Like, I have a strong sense of camaraderie amongst my fellow military men.
Arch is now trying to rally the chat to his side. He is tired of being mobbed by his own chat.
I was kind of already in the position of doubting whether it's a good idea to call him back and be like, yo, your tactic is stupid.
Okay, so let's take this step by step. So
No, I'm not going to say he's tactically
Uzulu
stupid.
gets on top of the tank and just holds a fire and brimstone speech.
Has the sun gone down while they've been debating this, by the way?
Okay, never mind. He stays inside the fucking vehicle and doesn't kill himself. Right. You hold a somewhat awkward speech from inside the vehicle.
But it's extremely effective despite that.
It's
Yeah.
extremely effective.
I mean, I'll probably give you a penalty of like 1 for that, but it's like, no, that fucking matters.
He must be sitting in the driver's seat as we speak, ready to go.
Yes. You
that
impress upon them the danger that they are facing here, and you do so in a very subtle way. You know, you don't say like, "Oh yeah, there's a fucking 2-meter tall werewolf in there." You guys are sausage to him. You know, and they're all on board now. You know, they don't want to go in there either.
I'm going to put at the end, we know you have orders. We're not telling you to disobey them. We're going to do our best on our own because we expect Emil not to send any additional troops. If you would like to join us, it will be your choice.
Oh, I would speak up.
Okay.
I would tell you that there's no way I'm letting them walk into a death trap like that. They're going to get slaughtered.
If the alternative is that they get killed anyway as deserters, then at least let it be
We're
their
not
choice.
deserting.
They
not
would be
deserting.
deserting if they refused the order of their superior officer. And we're not their superior officer. Their superior
No, their
officer
order
is
was
our
to
superior
check in
officer.
with us. Their order was to check in with us at the cave.
In that case, what we're saying is it's not an order, but if you want to come in despite these odds, you can.
We're not attacking that because that'll kill us.
It won't necessarily kill us, but we need to do something. We have been ordered to do something. The only difference now is that we've got these 5 guys who will be a distraction at best, And you were certainly against letting them go in, and my character was sort of on the edge between the two, and so I tended to with your position. And so what we've done essentially now is changed it from we have an extra added distraction that we can bring in with us, which neither of us wanted to bring in, to we still have to go in just the same, but just without the distraction, and we don't do something that would be against our character's moral personal code. We still have to go in.
I want to call Emil, and we need to stress that we cannot go in with our current equipment. It will be a slaughter. We will not be victorious. You will not have your samples. All of us will die. We do not have any chance of victory. We need the equipment to do the job you want us to do.
I recommend against it, not because it's not correct. You are indeed obviously correct, but because we've been given the order to do so. If we say that we're not going to do it because it won't work, that is disobeying a superior commander's orders.
Then, well, I would rather.
You've already told him how dangerous it is. We might not die. We might not die.
Let's 20-minute debate. Let's decide something. So, do you want to call Emil first and foremost?
No,
how about
we
Tyler,
really
Kyle, and Dave? You can weigh on a little bit here too.
We really mustn't. We have been given orders.
I know. Before
these five guys. These 5 guys of yours, are they Zoe Quinn's 5 guys?
Well, what I'm saying is we're not disobeying orders by calling Emil back and saying, so we're still waiting on the equipment we need so we can coordinate the attack that you want.
That's extremely cheeky.
If I were there, I'd call him back and tell him directly. Like my character would just ring him up, but I'm not there, so.
Yeah, he's already not happy with us. We're already asking for extra help.
I don't care. This is suicide.
It's not necessarily suicide.
I'll deal with an unhappy Emil before I'll deal with facing the werewolf and knowing what it does.
The werewolf might not kill us. It might not even be a werewolf, and we might be able to stealth in and get what we need without even it seeing us. And the alternative is that we disobey orders and we're no longer Nazi soldiers. We are in fact executed.
No, well, okay, you're assuming that if we are seen as that's what's going to happen. I'd rather fucking head for the hills to the Camarilla. But if...
I mean, they're going to kill us too.
Why? For what?
V ranted.
If they were going to kill us for V, they would have done it already.
V fucked this campaign pretty hard from what I've been told. If he's told secrets, we're already on the hit list. Or if they figure that out, we're fucked.
To V, they weren't secrets. To V, it was information of public interest
to be donated to the nearest SS officer as quickly as possible.
Yes. V made a calculation on what his assets were. He determined that it was his excessive domination skill that he maxed out because he read it was overpowered, and the secrets that he had that this guy wanted. And so he just did what V does usually, which is to prostrate himself to the highest power as quickly as possible to the most excessive degree in order to gain their favor. Exactly the same thing he did in D&D Crusaders.
I've played with him. I've had experience with this magical beast.
But right now, so calling, do you call Emil or do you not?
I recommend against it.
I recommend doing it.
There is something in chat. Keith Campbell suggests a way for us to word it. He says, with respect, sir, with our current equipment, we can make an attempt, but our chances of success is very low, and our casualties will be excessive for little, if any, gain. That is a good way of wording it, and if we did that, it's unlikely to be seen as breaking orders, but we really are on a fine line here.
Yeah, I'll take the chances with a fine line by saying with our current equipment, success is impossible.
In that case, this is not me being a dick, this is my character. My character would go for the orders, so my character's going to insist that you do the radio call. And then I'm going to recommend that you try and keep it brief and to the point if you can.
Certainly, I can do that.
Okay, so how many are recommending against it?
No, I'm sitting back and letting Rags do it. Okay.
We're in the mud, so I mean, if they get executed, we technically are.
You're innocent. Yeah. Okay, Rags, you can get Emil on the phone.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Do you want me to paste you the wording that was in chat? Because I think that was quite good.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Is that permitted, Arch? Is that too much?
I mean, I've heard it either way.
I mean, we could probably have. This is something we could have figured out. It's just well written there.
Yeah.
Just copy it, but change it enough so it doesn't look like you copied it.
Yeah.
Like the meme. Don't let the teachers discover the plagiarism.
In the immortal words of Cyphus Kane, if your only chance at survival is charging the Carnifex with a broken chair leg, you charge the Carnifex.
The only chance of survival might be running away, though, like running away from whatever the Carnifex is.
Yeah, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day.
Except the Carnifex catches you and murders you violently.
Well,
All right, so you are on the phone with Emil. He sounds a little bit surprised. I did not expect to hear back from you so soon. Good news, I hope. What have you acquired?
Unfortunately, I have no good news yet to deliver. And unfortunately as well, no good news will likely reach your ears if we continue in our present condition. With all due respect, sir, with the current level of equipment and personnel that we have, while making an attempt as possible, our chance of success is essentially zero. Very low. Our casualties will be excessive. I don't think any of us will survive. And there will certainly be no sample that can be gained as a result from the fray. We do need, while these men are very brave that you've sent, and I certainly admire them for that, I want to stress that the equipment that we've requested is essential for the completion of the mission. If this equipment is delivered to us, then the mission will be quickly completed successfully. You will get everything that you need in a timely order, and it can be returned to where it's from. But if we don't have this equipment, then success is highly unlikely. And
You're
this will
doing
be
the thing
a
again,
catastrophic loss.
You're doing the thing you do, where you've already given all the necessary information, and then you give it again with different words for the next few minutes.
He's
That's
just doubling
cozy,
down. I do
though.
that too.
It's wonderful. All right. So, right. Mein Herr, success may be of limited, may be limited, but that does not mean we cannot try. The glorious fatherland was not built of balking. Nobody thought we could take France, but we did. I expect you to carry on with the same glorious German spirit that saw that campaign brought to a glorious conclusion. Further resistance is unfortunately impossible at this time. You will have to make do.
He meant to say assistance, by the way, not resistance.
He's saying that it's impossible for us to get the equipment that we need for this mission he wants completed.
Basically.
Emil is... I will agree with you, Rags, entirely that this is Emil screwing up. However, Emil is in charge, and I expected that he wouldn't be very open to us saying, we know that we got some orders from you, but could we just amend that slightly?
The CO will normally take the head of that failing.
Okay. Yes, sir. We'll do what we can, I guess.
Right, we've now got to be very fucking careful.
Uncertainty bleeding in there. Yeah. It's like, I'm not very confident.
All right.
So I think at this point, if we're being forced to fight, the best chance of actually making it happen is you guys find us, and then we all fight together.
Well, one of you's in torpor, the other one's dead and has to regenerate.
Yeah.
The other one of you's okay, but still wounded. So
currently buried and not found. We've been asked to do it now.
Yeah, assuming that you were with us in the truck, that's still terrible odds.
There is another consideration. It's been quite a long time in this campaign since we've done anything.
Anything?
That's where the sentence ends, I'm afraid. Like, Crichton had a brief fight with the werewolf, but other than that, I can't remember the last time we actually fought anything.
It was all the communists in the cave.
Yeah,
with the turret that we couldn't collect.
I mean, we just had a battle like literally
that was
half
like
an hour
3 or 4 sessions ago. Yeah, that's true. That's why I said we had a brief battle. It was fine, but only one of us participated, and it was very brief.
I haven't gotten Uzulu to really do anything for ages now, so perhaps the GM is starting to think maybe there's time to just make him do something.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are on the same page, Arch, I think, even though you're trying to kill me.
It's time for the GM to force action.
Okay, this is certainly one way to do it.
We're gonna have to roll up.
To be clear, too, this is absolutely Emil. Like, He values this knowledge above everything else, and if you tell him like we'll all die, but there's a small percentage chance we might succeed,
I think I told him it was impossible.
No, you did say you said there was a very small chance. That's all he needed. Like,
Yeah, maybe you should have.
you go.
Yeah, he really values it to the point where he'll. All right.
This is the same logic with Hitler and his fortress cities. That worked out fucking excellent.
Well, I guess we have to come up with a plan to secure some samples. Hopefully, we can do that. I don't even think we can do it now anyway, because daylight's going to be upon us.
Don't worry, it's dark in the cave.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drive the vehicle up to the cave mouth and then hop out very rapidly, trying to get through the where the sunlight is as quickly as possible into the cave. And there's a lot of suggestions in chat. Josh Khan is suggesting that we have rag skirmish, then retreat to draw the werewolf into prepared positions that the troops and Uzi would have set up. There's some good parts of that. Unfortunately, once again, the troops are basically useless.
Worthless.
Yeah, unfortunately, like the best use that they what's the word? Cannon fodder. The other word. Yes, essentially that.
Well, how many bullets do you have?
Well, I have 5 of the phosphorus ones, and I'm a pretty good shot.
We have 5 riflemen.
And me, and I'm a much better rifleman than they are.
No,
then again, I won't be able to get 5.
No, 5 including you.
Oh, that's an SMG. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could do that. We could each take 1 shot at it, I guess.
I mean, if everyone shot, I mean, if we were setting it up for an ambush, and they essentially, like in combat, waited for this thing to trigger their waiting action, and they all shot this thing, and 5 phosphorus rounds hit this thing at once, that would probably do some serious damage.
It's certainly true that I can't fire all 5 before the combat's over, I don't think.
Okay, so there is a way if you guys can wait 1 day to get all of us back into the party, not fully health but ready to fight. Or do you have to do this fight right now?
Pretty much. I don't think we can wait a day.
The attack. What is your idea?
Well,
I'd rather be successful a day late than failing immediately.
So, vampires that enter torpor from aggravated damage, they will try to heal 1 health unconsciously per night, which is just a regular rouse check in the middle of the night. If we've healed at least 1 health, and then someone has fed us blood that is at least 1 blood potency higher than ours, we'll wake up. And Kibbs, your blood potency is 2, right?
Yeah, what? Are we playing the game? Holy shit.
Your blood potency is 2, right?
My powers and potency are 2, right? That's what you're asking?
No, blood potency. It's a different stat.
What the fuck is blood potency? Why don't
I remember you saying that you had blood potency of 2 at one point.
No, potency. That's my discipline.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
Potency makes me strong.
Because we all have blood potency it's on the blood and EXP page, and it's basically like a generic modifier that increases with age.
No, I only have 1.
Okay, well,
You thought Kyle would be useful there. That was your first mistake.
Foolish
So-
fool, you.
Jet's also reminding us that there are bones at the church.
What
you're gonna go steal their bones?
Yeah, I'd rather do that than this.
Oh, apparently werewolves
Oh, the
have
bones
pretty
help.
high potency blood as well. So if you can get some werewolf blood, that'll wake us up.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, let's go fucking down to the chemists and buy a gallon.
But basically, it's not like Sargon and I have to be brought to that creepy doctor that pumped me full of weird stuff to get me to wake up the first time.
Yeah.
As long as
It's good to know.
As long as we heal 1 health while sleeping, you can pour some werewolf blood down our gullets and we'll be fine. So you should probably find us first. That's what I'm saying.
And, a couple nice helpings of werewolf blood.
Well, if you guys
Alright.
kill this thing. What I mean, though, is like, if you kill the werewolf first, you only have 15 minutes to find us and bring us back to it and then pour it down our mouths. Is not going to work. You should probably get a hold of our corpses first.
Okay.
There's a couple of things that chat has misunderstood that I'll quickly clarify. The machine gun, or whatever it is, on our not quite a tank is not going to hurt the werewolf. It's bullets. They don't do anything to the werewolves. What our only
How
chance
big are the
is
bullets?
not big enough, I don't think. Our only chance is explosives and the phosphor rounds that I've got 5 of. I don't, and then silver knives. We need like specific special things to kill them, or explosives. And there was another thing about there were lots of things about using these guys for blood, using them as meat shields, etc. As I mentioned earlier, Rags and I were actually, this is, believe it or not, this is actually a role-playing campaign. Yeah. And Rags and my characters, my character was on the edge of that, because on one side it's orders, on the other side it's Germans. But Rags decided to come down on, we shouldn't just send them in when we know they're going to die.
Yeah, these are people, they're not XP on legs.
We also have mines, right? Can't you bury some mines and then have him run into them as he charges you on the...
I don't think we have... How many mines do we have? I don't think we have many, if any at all.
So
we found a box of 6 Soviet mines, and they're in the car.
Them? Okay, in that case, we could use them, yeah. Well,
yeah.
how about
what happened when you stepped one on those mines, Dev?
Well, before
I'm small,
progress,
the werewolf is a lot heavier than me.
It is heavy as a tank.
Could be. It's the strongest one.
Probably heavy enough.
Before we progress,
is it heavy enough, Arch? Just let us know.
Sargon is not with us. All of this is being done without him. How much time do you have left anyway?
Ages ago.
Yeah, he left a long time ago.
I know, but I'm just like, how far are we going to go?
Well, I mean, Sargon's not useful right now because he's fucking incapacitated.
Yeah, but this is also...
Yeah, same with me. Same with me.
Yeah, but like, if you're here to at least hear this stuff, and how much time did you have, Dev?
I'm fine, but I mean, we can just...
And let's take inventory.
Until Sargon actually wakes up, like his character wakes up, we can probably just keep going and just let him know what happened.
Let me use the loo. I'll be right back. Find out how many mines we've got.
Well, first of all, would those mines actually work? I gotta look up the weight of a werewolf.
Art shrugs visibly.
All right, I'll look it up.
They go boom. If they work, great. If they don't, well, more booms.
Chat, press 1 if you think that we will actually do something this session. Press 2 if you think we'll spend the rest of the time debating about whether to do something or not.
We did do something, Ooza Woo.
One of us did something briefly.
Kyle dug a hole.
Dug a hole. Diggy, diggy hole.
He also had a little fight where he rolled really well.
Mm-hmm.
Chat reckons Chat doesn't have a great deal of confidence in us, I have to say.
Chat, you're all fucking gay. They're like, oh shit.
We're going to see a bunch of sex bots spamming 1s and 2s now.
Yep.
Mostly 2s, though. Overwhelmingly mostly 2s.
2 means useful, right?
2 means useless.
Look, chat has a short attention span, so they're focusing on the recent things.
But if the recent things are the same, essentially shopping for hours and hours,
well, the thing
equivalent
is,
of what shopping was in the last campaign.
It's simple. Decide.
Yeah.
Whether it's smart or not, it doesn't really matter. If we die, it's just a game.
Die.
I have decided.
Good. Now do it.
Right. Plan is we lay mines somewhere near the entrance of the cave. We then enter the cave. If these men want to come with us, whilst I've given the riflemen a phosphor round each and instructed them on how to use it, that's fine. If not, then I'll take the phosphor rounds myself. And then if the werewolf starts approaching us, we run back past the mines, hope that it detonates them, and if not, we try to get in our car and drive away as quickly as possible. Because if it comes to the point of being a melee fight, we are screwed. If I can't kill it with the phosphor bullets, we are screwed. Rags, do you have anything that can hurt a werewolf except your silver knife?
Rags has gone to get coffee.
He has gone to...
Does anyone know if he has anything?
You all have silver knives. Silver knives.
Silver knives, yeah.
That's about it.
I have a silver knife.
Yes, Carl.
You know, it's not impossible that we could try diplomacy with this guy.
I don't want to diplomacy him. I want to keep punching him until he stops wiggling.
Well, let's reserve that for afterwards. Even if the diplomacy works, we might not need him forever.
He's like, we can punch him later. This is your argument.
Kyle doesn't need a silver knife. If he remembers what his powers do, he can actually just turn his weapons into silver weapons.
Yeah. Bieka.
All right,
So-
I'm ready then, as long as Rags is okay with the plan. I guess we'll find out when he gets back.
All right, so you're going to charge
But
into the
Uzlu,
cave.
you got to be more affirmative because now you're the character in charge, so you need to be.
Am I?
Now you're the simp now, boy.
It's not the plan I would go with, but you're in charge, Uzlu, now.
Why?
Yep. So you have to just go, and so don't
Yep.
don't
I'm
chase
not
your
even-
tail and run in a
I'm not
circle
even
there,
rejecting
boy.
command, but why is it
Just
me
kidding.
and not Rags in charge? I'm just wondering how this was figured out.
Because Rags is Rags.
We have a lurking under season 2. Rags has a tendency to chase his own tail, so to speak. He's a smart lad, but sometimes he gets caught in a loop.
So,
Mhm.
You gotta
to
break that loop.
clarify, so that we avoid another around the mountain bend, you want to basically just have your dudes like set up like so, like firing squad at the mouth of the cave, and you're going to try and lure it out.
Okay, so I need to know one quick thing about the geometry of the cave. So when we see the main room with the river in it inside the cave, the entrance at the bottom, is that literally at the entrance of the cave that's here? Or is there a tunnel?
No, it's a little bit down.
Okay, in that case, what I want is for us to set up at the mouth of that inner room so that it's in enough darkness that we can still be effective. Because out here, if we have to get chased out here, we are screwed. And we need to get our vehicle as close to the entrance as possible so that we're in darkness as much as possible. Even if we try and walk from here to the cave, we're going to get a little bit singed.
Yeah, but is that such a bad thing?
Yes, Arch, it is. Unfortunately.
So, you want to be in here with your dudes like round about here-ish?
I was hoping a bit further back than that. It's kind of
I don't
difficult
think
because
they can get any further back than
no,
that.
but they would be able to if not your fault. But if the map was bigger, you said that there was a fair way down. If they're that
Yeah,
far
but
forward,
it's a
the
very
werewolf
narrow
will.
cave. They wouldn't be able to be like deployed there. There'd be like one dude.
Well, they don't have to be. My idea was just that we'd deploy mines at a certain choke point, then we'd walk over the mines, remember where they are, hopefully. Because if we don't, it'll be a cave-in, which actually will be good for us if the werewolf triggers them. Then again, none of us are heavy enough to trigger them, so we might be fine there. But
Athletics dexterity.
All right,
So then if
I have
we-
returned.
all right, Rags, we're doing a plan. So if we put mines in that cave somewhere, then as we get to here, we're not setting up. We're already assuming that it could have seen us first. Arch, I am deliberately, explicitly prepared to roll awareness of things that might be here. I have
Preferably
activated
before
my
you enter
normal
the cave, yes.
senses.
Every time we go into a building from now on, Uzlu, please remind me and everyone else. Make sure you roll awareness.
I am
It's like, Arch,
keeping
just
my
walking around,
eyes
awareness.
open for at least some of the time, and my ears are active.
No,
Yeah,
don't
you'll
say
remember.
that.
You'll remember that for like 2 episodes, fucking tops. It won't bother me much.
Because in Lurking Hunger, we didn't have to do that, Arch. This is
No,
a
you
new mechanic.
fucking did. I ambushed
This
you,
is
little
a barge
shit, when you
mechanic.
forgot.
Barge mechanic is what I call it. Barge.
All
So,
right.
Uzlu, I have an alternative plan. However, I assume you're just going on this.
I have shot people for less. Wait, Kyle goes away.
Chip slut.
Dev, I'm not against hearing it, but in
Go
terms of
for
in terms of whether you'd be
Okay.
able to get it to us, you
No,
wouldn't.
we know what he'd think.
So, I think what you
if
should
this
do.
is Uzunlu and I
is-
discussing, what would Dev do?
No,
He'd
Dev.
probably
Let him
say,
roleplay it, Dev.
Fine,
Let him
fine.
roleplay.
I guess you hear my
Right,
plan.
roll your awareness.
Put DM it to me
wait,
so
what's
we
the
can
plan?
laugh
What are we
about
doing here?
Well, we decided to make a sacrificial lamb for the party, and his name is Rags. Oh,
All
were you
right.
not here to
That's
decide?
fine with that.
No,
That's fair enough.
the plan is that
so-
we've mined up part of the tunnel, the cave tunnel. Apparently all of them are joining us, so I'm handing out
Are they?
the phosphor rounds. Yep, apparently. I'm handing out the phosphor rounds, and I'm giving them strict instructions to load that as the next bullet they will fire, and to only fire if they know they're going to hit.
Oh yeah.
What-
Well,
What
they'll-
is there?
They all nod their heads enthusiastically.
Yeah, well, I know
Really
it's not
believe
a-
them too.
It's not a surefire thing, but it's better than
Well, I
them
mean,
just firing at
at-
random.
I mean, these are not great distances, and they are trying to hit ideally a target that is rather large and
Yes.
hopefully distracted with me.
Yes.
So
I'll also-
can we actually
I'll also
Look
tell
at-
them that. Sorry, go on.
can we look at what their like rifle skill is? Like, how good riflemen are they? Are they just okay? Are they quite good? Is there one of them that's particularly better than the rest?
You could hold a shooting competition.
Well, can we just ask them?
That's fine. No, it's not. It's not. This is more autistic optimizing. Come on, let's actually play.
All right.
All right,
My idea here is that if he's human form, I will try talking to him, because I don't think he actually wants us dead, or originally wanted us dead. Maybe he does now, but it might be based on a misunderstanding. He seemed like he was humanable at one point at least, so I want to try talking to him.
First, yeah.
And so I want to tell these guys, only fire your weapons if you see an inhuman creature and you know that you're going to hit it.
Oh, an inhuman creature? That could be a monster.
All right. Their fucking faces go pale.
Well, I've already impressed upon them the danger of the situation and told them that their participation is voluntary.
You were circumspect. Now you're like, hey, if you see a monster...
No, just tell them, like, if you see a beast, a large wild beast that we've been sent here to
That's not going to make it much better.
I'm not trying to not scare them.
A wild beast than an inhuman creature.
I'm not trying to make sure that their feelings don't get hurt. I'm trying to make sure that they survive.
Well, they certainly do look ready. But okay, all right.
Good.
All right.
They should be afraid. I want their faces white. Not because I'm racist, but also because I'm racist.
So you can place mines in the path you came down now. It's a very narrow path. You'd only be able to go up there like one by one, basically. So if you were to start running now, there would be a choke point there practically. If you're going to bring all of these.
But that's the same whether we do the mines or not.
Yes, they won't. They will not trigger the mine. They're not heavy enough.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna. I guess in that case we kind of have to make a stand here. Or I mean, Rags, you and I could be like mega cowards and slip out while these guys guard our retreat. But
no.
I mean, yeah, like I don't see any way for that to go well. Either we ask some of them to stay behind, in which case it's just less of a choke point, and we have less men to help us. Although if we ask them to stay behind, then I get more shots with the phosphor round.
Well, here. It is completely reasonable that we ask our 4 riflemen who's the best shot amongst you, and then have the worst shot guy take his away and give it to you instead.
Have the worst shot guy wait outside.
Have the worst shot guy watch for Russians or something. So, okay, Arch, like from a mechanic standpoint, will normal bullets do any damage to this thing?
Yeah, it does damage to you, doesn't it?
All right.
It's not enough to be worth the guy's life to our characters, I don't think. So,
well, I think it's one of those. If we got to stick together, or else, we all need to be fighting. If we're gonna fight, we all need to be doing it to give the best chance of success. Though that's assuming we have to fight. I mean, Uzulu, you could very, very reasonably tell this guy, listen, they're gonna keep coming and coming. All they want is a sample. Give us that, and
I might be able to go that route. I was going to start with something else, like explaining what the fuck has been going on all this time, explaining that we never actually wanted to hurt you, we were sent here to cooperate with you, as you know. Things kind of got out of hand, I was going to go that kind of route to just sort of settle things down at first to make it clear we don't want to fight him. It's all been a horrible misunderstanding. That's the path I was going to go with. But yes, at some point we can then talk about that and ask him if we can have some sort of sample. But a limb? Probably not going to give us a limb.
No. But if we came back with blood, fur, something, then we'll see what he might have stuff on hand that we could use skin samples.
That's best case scenario. If we get to that point, then I really have done some good fucking rolls.
Okay, and then first and foremost, roll your awareness then.
Yes, that's
also
still
you
happening.
Could tell them that these guys, we have special bullets designed to kill you. These aren't normal.
I mean, we can use that as a bargaining chip if we want to, but the idea is to become friends with him, not to intimidate him. So
yeah, that's a second tier sort of.
Awareness and what, Arch?
Wits.
Awareness and wits. Click my thing.
That's not great.
Deaf, blind, and dumb.
Yeah, given the situation, I'm going to do a willpower reroll of the... Oh, great. You got the same roll.
7.
I'm going to just reroll a 5, a 2, and a 5, because they all failed anyway.
Okay.
Oh, that's more like it.
All right.
2 10s, right.
Reroll.
So is that an additional 6 over what I had before?
Right. So that is 4, 8, 9 degrees of success.
Every molecule is within my perception. Could I get some...
It's vibrating.
Is it possible to get some fog of war cleared, or is that dark?
It is indeed possible to get some fog of war cleared.
Launch some flares.
Right. Yep, you have a good perception of the cave, and when you step inside, you're scanning around the room, your vampire eyes scanning the darkness, and on the other side of the divide, you see a man you recognize. He's standing, leaning leisurely against a rock pillar, tapping his sword very quietly against the side of it.
Right, now, Arch. For this part of the mission, I would like to briefly remind you of something, if you would do me the kindness of allowing me to do so. I had a fantastic performance roll with this guy. I did some excellent diplomacy earlier, just before something, I can't remember exactly what, screwed it up royally, and I haven't really interacted with him since then. So at the moment, I think he would be pretty well disposed towards me.
I think you're confused. This is not a guy we know.
Yeah, I don't think you were here for it, Kibbs.
No, I was. The time we
this
first
is-
went in the cave and saw this guy? This isn't the same guy. Our this is different.
No, well, okay, if it's a different guy, then he looks suspiciously similar.
Never mind the Kyle, he's confusing things again.
Arch will be banned.
This
Told me
is
he was
the
different.
Alexander that you spoke to.
Right, fantastic.
You haven't seen this guy, Kyle.
So yes,
but yes, the
I
thing
would
that screwed it
argue...
up was Sargon not wanting to give him his caliphate, which he didn't like.
I don't see the problem. Like, the Muslims and the Nazis were pretty good allies.
Mhm.
I mean, they had some pretty similar beliefs, obviously. So I would argue that he would be more well disposed towards me than most others. I'm going to ask the rest of you to wait here. I'm going to go and stand on top of the rock structure. I'm going to pick my words very carefully. As I'm climbing up, if I make any noises that would alert him to my presence, or if he appears to know about my presence, then I will say something along the lines of, "My friend, I just want to talk." But when I get to the top of the rock pillar, I'm also just going to say that. So at the first point at which he knows I'm there, or when I reach, say, here-ish, then I'm just going to say, "My friend, I just want to talk." Something like that.
The first point at which you think he knows you're there.
Yes, indeed. That's the best I can do.
Right. Well, he doesn't seem to notice you, but when you say, I'm just here to talk, he doesn't seem shocked at all either. He doesn't start, he just stands there.
I suppose with 7 of us coming through the cave entrance, he's not that far away. He probably would have heard it echoing, so...
And 5 of them with fucking tin cans, mess kits, rifles.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Nervous.
Fair enough. All right. Well, if he's willing to talk, then that's fantastic, because this is significantly better than what we thought was going to happen.
Oh my! Oh
So-
my!
So he hasn't reacted then.
No.
Okay. I'm going to start probably with the altar. I'm going to say, how should I word it? Okay, so it seems that the altar... how exactly? So I'm going to start by establishing that we think that the altar must have had power, and that's probably something that they were aware of. Okay, so let's just go slightly different. So I can just start on a familiar tone of talking about something general. So something along the lines of, we understand that the altar in the next room had some kind of power. We didn't know this, but one of our countrymen, unbeknownst to us, appears to have absorbed that power. Do you know more about this situation than we do?
You didn't even start with an assalamu salami. That's disappointing. All right. He answers back in heavily accented Ukrainian Russian. One of your countrymen. You are as blind as you are foolish. That thing is not one of your countrymen. And the fact that you would believe that suggests to me that you did not know what you were doing. But the question remains, is ignorance of a crime enough to excuse it?
I feel like anything I say now
One
is...
step towards you.
I feel like anything I say now is going to be pretty Nurembergy.
Nurembergy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just following orders, sir.
Yeah, okay, so let me think if I'm going to say this.
Just before that, what happened to the people in Nuremberg where they said they were just following orders?
Well, the higher-ups got executed, but the rest of them who were actually just following orders, some of which may have committed atrocities, most of the grunts, as far as I know, who weren't at Nuremberg, were just allowed to continue because it would have been a bit much to execute millions of Germans.
A bit much.
But we aren't grunts, unfortunately. Okay,
And
so
now that we have the historical context in form, yeah.
yes,
go on.
I'm going to have to figure it out. Sargon will have relayed to me what happened, what he saw.
Did he?
Yes.
Don't know.
No,
You
he
Boomer.
did. He said that he
You
did.
probably did, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how
As
we know
long
all
as he
this
specified,
stuff.
then yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, look! The sex bots are getting engaged. They're commenting as if they know what was going on. That was adorable.
No, they're copying what
Yeah, they
the
copy
chat
existing
has been
messages.
saying.
Oh, was it? Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that was
Try to
clever.
mimic chat.
Oh, that is. Why are the sex bots more advanced than fucking Google's algorithms?
Because Google
Power
is
of porn,
intentionally
baby.
fucking us.
Anywho,
These
yes,
two have
please
power.
go on.
all right. So I'm going to say that we met this creature before, but unfortunately, orders are orders. Once I found out what he had been doing down here, I realized that we and our country had been fooled. I think you and I are on the same side here.
Okay. You realized you and your country had been fooled. Did you, though? It's a little bit of a creative interpretation of the truth, but okay.
It doesn't have to be true, and I at least to this guy's perception, it can be true. Like, even if my character didn't believe it, which he probably does at this point. Like, I was uneasy when it happened. Even if my character didn't believe it, it wouldn't be a far stretch from the truth, and it would be useful for this guy to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
I'm going to walk forward as well.
Oh, brave. Okay. Right. Yep. Let's see. So you claim to regret your actions, then? He says, and he's lifted the scimitar now, so that it's pointing towards you. No, not hostile, just kind of playfully in a loose grip.
No, playful Muslim with a sword. You know how
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, yeah, sure. Siege of Vienna, anyone?
Right, so this guy is a little bit dense. More realistically, of course, he's very ideological, and he doesn't realize that anything outside of his religion exists. For one thing, he must think that we knew something about the power of this temple. And so I'm just going to try to impress upon him that we didn't. The only things that we knew, we were supposed to meet you here, and then we had orders to wait outside, and Raj Shah did what he did, and now we are starting to see things his way. So, yeah, essentially I said that. We knew nothing about this cave, about that altar, before we arrived. I don't know of any crimes, though I would like to hear what you know. We were only sent here to meet with you. That was our order. And later we were ordered to wait outside while Raj Shah did whatever he did down here. That was just our order.
Name dropping. Fuck.
No, he already knows the name of the guy, I assume. If he doesn't, I don't care.
Jesus, just giving away our squeakrits. What the fuck?
All right.
Yeah, V.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine. I mean, this guy's an ally of the Nazis,
Dominic.
supposedly. This guy
Fine,
is supposedly an ally, so whatever. But yeah, I won't say the name. I'll just say the creature or whatever. So just impress upon him that we didn't know anything about this place, but we didn't know that there was any crime being committed, but I want to know what crime he thinks we've committed, and that we were just doing what our country demanded us. Just as he is now in trying to save Ukraine from the communists. And I'm looking forward to some more.
Ukraine. Right.
Ukraine.
I can end with something along the lines of, tell us what he did to you. Tell us what he took from you.
Tell he where he touched you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. From the back of the cave comes a shrill, loud girl's voice, which shouts out,
What are you doing, Sarkhan?
He lies! Do not listen to him. Of course they knew what they were doing here. How dare he? Me? How
Cringe.
dare you?
If I'm going to be able to respond, I will say something like, I will don't pay attention to the squealing harpies. They're not important in this situation. Say to him,
What the fuck?
well, International Women's Day is over. I don't have to pretend to be respectful towards them anymore. Right. Okay. So I'm going to say to him, you know me. Before we got here, you and I were fast friends. We have a common.
It's pushing it a little bit, but okay.
Doesn't matter. It was Arch. I had some fantastic roles. You can go back and check the videos later if you want.
I know, but we were good friends. We had that one conversation once.
No, we didn't just
All those
we didn't just
syllables we
bond.
exchanged.
We didn't just bond on the level of we are allies. We actually it was really good roles, Arch. Like there was some personal connection going on there. We bonded on the level of nationhood and fucking over the communists and such. So I wouldn't. Okay, fast friends. I don't have to say fast friends, but we gained a quick trust earlier when we first met.
And then we blew some of them up.
My goals haven't changed, but I am driven by the word of my fatherland, as you are. Let us work together to find out what's happened here. Tell me, what is this crime I have committed?
Okay. More shrill harpy noises. They're continuing to shout. Like, Father, don't listen to him. He fooled you once. He's trying to fool you again. The leeches know nothing of our ways.
Did they fool us? Did we fool them once?
I'll just say, no,
We didn't.
don't pay
But
attention
that's what
to
they
the
think.
words the women are saying. They don't know. I just say something along the lines of, we were fooled. What is the crime? And what did he take from you?
Okay. Let's see. How would we do this? All right. He holds up the hand. The shrinking stops at least momentarily. He looks genuinely saddened and distressed as he's looking down, and he replies, "What did you take from us? What crime did you commit? I cannot determine whether you are insulting me or if you genuinely cannot know. This was an altar to Gaia. This was the most holy thing we possessed. We are its guardians, and your creature destroyed it. A creature I do not even know if you understand what it is you serve. You say this was not for your fatherland. How can I know this? It wore your uniforms. You guarded this place for a week. How can you now say you knew nothing of this?" He's getting really worked up now too, and he's looking less diplomatic by the minute.
No weaseling out of this one, Oozaloo.
You never know. I mean,
Yeah.
you've had a lot of luck in your life being a weasel.
That's true.
Bullshit. It's true. We gotta learn from the master.
Alright, so I gotta figure out what my ace is in this situation, don't I?
How can you weasel out? How can you rectify the situation? Maybe you can return what was stolen, or you were willing to help bring to justice the person who committed the crime.
But that would be treason, potentially.
Look, do you want a way out of the situation or not?
You could jump into the river. I'm sure the werewolf was starting to get kind of sick of that shit.
Point out that you
Germans
don't
come
know.
in here, they stir up shit, they jump in the river and float away.
Just say, like, what is this thing that like, it has infiltrated us, and it's you know, it's manipulated us. Because now your character knows that you have been manipulated.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
we
these
don't know that
sounds
he-
from a
yeah.
dead person.
Emil
because
could know full well what this guy is.
Well,
What
point
Rasha
out
is.
that. Yeah. Just point out that you don't know what Razshah is yourself, and you don't actually know. Like, just make it clear that you are in fact in the dark.
I mean, you don't even have to roll for that because you're just telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's still a roll, but yeah.
I don't know why this guy would think that everyone else would have the same level of knowledge he does.
Hmm.
Why would Muslims think
Retarded.
that everybody would understand the Sharia law was the good thing?
Oh, yeah.
He's dumber than a box of rocks, Regs. You can't reason with them.
Not dumb. That's insulting. He's smarter than you, Kyle. And I wrote him to be smarter than you. He's just a little ideological.
Look at he's
Little
like, you misunderstood.
A little bit.
Hashtag not all, says Arch. Real quick.
Not all Muslims are vampires.
All right, here's,
Or
I found what could be an ace, or at least what could be helpful. So, right. You speak of a crime we've committed against you.
So many ifs.
There we go. We're back streaming.
So many F. But look, it's fine now.
All right. I'm not sure what the last thing chat heard was. I gave a great speech there. Chat, perhaps you could let me know what the last thing you heard was before it died, and then. So yeah, the chat. That was. I've mentioned it before. I don't know if it's something with my installation or whatever, but I've had this problem, and I think someone else told me they have it too. On every OS I've used OBS. This OBS is not. I don't have any mods on it, but it just cuts out streaming at some point. It just switches to 0 kilobytes per second.
Oh no.
Repeat the speech. Well, I need to remember what the speech was. It was fantastic.
It was the
Basically-
outraged woman approach.
It was some
Right.
serious
You speak of a
weaseling
crime
maneuvers.
committed against you. Yeah. Okay. So you speak of a crime committed against you that we have no knowledge of, and yet your associates earlier tried to kill us for no reason. We were lucky to escape with our lives, and yet here I am, back in this cave, trying to reason with you. We are clearly not enemies here. We have both been the victim of something beyond at least my understanding. If you want... well, they don't necessarily want to help, do they? Help us to understand the threat. Maybe we can help you. That doesn't sound trustworthy at all.
Arch, just based off what he said before, that was pretty good.
Yeah, what he did before was good.
Okay.
I can't remember either. I'd try to help him with it because it was actually a pretty good speech.
I think so.
Kyle's like, yeah, they were really moving. Can't remember a word of it, but it moved me.
It would have convinced me.
Arch was like, "That's pretty good. That's a success." And then the stream went down. And he was like, "Oh well, I'm gonna fucking weasel out of this fucking
Well,
success."
Right.
I had it recorded. So Arch, if you want, and chat, if you petition, I can send Arch the two parts of the recording. He can stitch them
Petition.
together, and then we can
Do
upload that
it,
instead. So
do
that will
it.
have the full speech in it.
Petition.
Arch doesn't like doing editing or effort things.
Well, I can
should help it.
stitch them together then.
Petition. Now, all right. So the Wammonses did indeed chase you down for no reason. Well, they had their reason. They had woman reasons. You know, so.
This guy didn't think they had reasons. He'll be sympathetic
Women
to
reason.
that. This guy was
Women
trying to
reasons.
stop them.
Women reasons.
Honestly, by my perception, if this was a movie and that line had just been said, he'd be at the point of being like,
Oscar worthy.
Fine.
Fine. Right. So, you finish your speech asking why he's so angry, basically. Why you butthurt, bro? That's the summarization. Don't listen to these hoes.
Not even close, but go ahead.
He looks genuinely a bit distraught. Like he really did think that you were a good guy, and now, all right, he takes a step forward again, and he just lets out a loud ass yell as he transforms himself into the massive wolf. He shouts out, "Rise Shah is a worm," and it resounds off the cave ceiling and all off the walls.
All right, I gotcha. He's red as a worm. All right, I gotcha.
You didn't. You could have just told me. You just said it, mate.
I'm ready to believe it. Guy's up to some shady shit.
Now,
Right.
would my character know what that is? Because I don't.
Not offhand, no, but it's certainly something you could look into. Only somebody had a cult.
I mean, I do.
Sargon.
No, it's me that does.
Oh, you do?
I hope one of them.
Now,
Go on.
the question is, will you survive to relay this information?
Well, the fact that he's talking whilst transforming means he's probably just angry. I know this might be a stretch. It might be a fatal stretch, this, but I don't think he's about to try. I think he might be willing to listen to at least one more thing I say before
Maybe it's
jumping at
time
me.
to jump in the river.
Yeah,
If he has deceived you, then he has deceived us as well. Help me to see as you do.
That's good. I like it.
your character would probably know that. Okay, maybe there is a chance for getting in another word edgewise, but you're awfully close to something very large and stinky right now.
Come on, pull your best weasel mode. Let's go.
Also, hold on. I'm going to see if I can ruin all of this. Just a second here.
Oh no, the other ones are gonna have to roll to resist.
So strange. He's like, Raj Shah is terrible. It's like, yeah, we think he's deceived us. We want to know what's up, but he's terrible.
He's so
yeah,
bad,
but he's
I'm
lied to
gonna
us.
kill
We want to
you.
find out what's going on, but he's terrible.
He's so terrible right now.
It's like, yeah,
I want to take it out on this guy that could be an ally.
people in this universe.
So you've got 5 guys who just synchronously, simultaneously,
Synchronously.
all shat their pants.
Oh well.
All right. They are going to need. They are now going to roll. They are going to need a 2 degree of success to keep relatively controlled.
Regs needs to keep order then, because he's
Yeah. Can I not?
Does Rex have leadership?
Let me see.
Can
I mean, I'm a commanding officer either way.
Can I? Before that happens, I wanted to respond with something very, very quickly. Just shout it out. Maybe that would
do it.
Calm the whole situation down enough that he wouldn't need to do this.
Fucking do it. Fucking do it.
I was just going to shout out as a last ditch attempt. Then Raz Shah is our enemy, because that's the only way I can see right now to avoid this combat.
Okay, right. That was one fuck of a step. All right. Okay. The soldiers, would they even fucking know what's going on? So, Rags, roll leadership plus charisma.
and make it good.
Charisma.
Preferably.
I only have a 1 in both of
Better
those.
than none.
Total. Can I do persuasion charisma?
This isn't really a persuasion time. This is more of a stay in line, you fuckers. You could try to intimidate them. I guess you could scare them into line.
Then I don't have anything in intimidate.
You would use strength though instead of charisma.
Yeah, let's do that because I have a 4 in strength. I absolutely want to do that. I'm gonna point at them and I'm gonna say, keep those weapons down until you keep those weapons down. Hold in line. Show that
Keep the
German
weapons down.
discipline. Yeah.
Oh, but fuck the first man who fires.
Oh, fucking do it. You'll be okay. So let's do a. So I guess a intimidation strength.
Yep.
Wait, where did
Alright,
Deb
let's give it a
waddle
shot.
off to?
Killed himself.
Ah, good.
He had
One less
corona.
YouTuber to go. Slowly, one by one, we're fucking.
It's not going to be enough to succeed.
It's not bad. Okay.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and re-roll the 2 and the 4.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like if they fire, they might kill the werewolf, but I'm probably dead as well.
That's a 3. That's a 3.
A 3.
That's an extra success.
I mean, if you
Great
jump in the water,
success.
you're fine, Oozloo.
Yeah, the werewolf might just follow me this time. Like, he's pretty pissed off with this bullshit every time it happens now.
Or he's just had the water fill with piranhas or something in the meantime. Who knows? All right. So I'm going to give them 3 extra dice, so 1 for each level of rags of success, and they need 2 levels of success to keep the firearms in the pants. Starting with the man over here. His name is Hans. He has a wife and 5 children. Yeah, he wants to go home today. +7. God damn it. There. Holy shit, Hans. Right, never mind. Hans really wants to go home today. Hans fires his weapon.
Great.
Did I get a chance to say my
Fucking
line
NPC.
at all?
Yes, you did.
Well, I take it
NPCs.
diplomacy is over.
There was a second when there was a look on the werewolf's face as if he
course
was
there
like,
was.
maybe.
Of course there
Keep
was.
trying, Oozloo. Keep trying.
And then Hans decided, fuck this shit. I want to go home to my family.
Can I
3
react to
ones.
him firing, or are you going to continue with the other guys?
Good job, Hans. The other guys at that point are probably just like, right, that's it.
Did he fire a
there's
phosphorus round or a normal round?
There's a fusillade of fire shooting out at the werewolf now. Let's see if any of them actually hit something. Right. Hans is not the best marksman in the world. He sends a shot zinging past the werewolf. Ludendorff isn't much better.
Oh, there goes 16
Einstein.
prestige.
Of course, they're shit.
It's
Of
pretty
course
shit
they're
at
all
shooting
fucking
too.
shit.
Oh my god.
Of course, all of
Johan?
these fucking soldiers shooting at a distance of 15 meters with a fucking rifle.
Johan gets close, but no cigar.
Well, that's
Fuck.
fucking 24 prestige gone.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And that's all of
The
them.
last guy, Eric. He's of Nordic descent. Let's see. Eric lets off a burst, like right next to Rags' head. He's panicking, the poor bastard. He's going to shoot you in the back. That's something.
Of normal gunfire, so it's useless anyway.
How do you
right,
miss?
He fires off a burst of SMG rounds, and he hits. Something.
That couldn't have gone worse. The only guy that hit him was the guy that's just going to piss him off and not going to actually kill
How
him.
do you miss?
Actually, it's slightly worse than you originally thought. Because those are white phosphor rounds. When they hit something, they break apart in massive sparks and flashes, which tells the werewolf that you came here to kill his ass, didn't you?
Oh
Wait,
yeah, it's not like he's
no,
it's
it
not like
means
he's
we were
on to kill us.
prepared
It's not
to.
like he's got the ability to kill us.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, what? They have weapons too. Oh, it's just like
Oozloo. He's dumber than a box of rocks.
It does seem to be, doesn't it?
Clearly, everyone in
Yes,
the fucking universe is.
Right. The shrill screeching resumes.
Well,
what's the point of soldiers?
Good question.
I told you don't fire until you can hit him, you retard. You're getting court-martialed after I butt-fuck
How
you.
you could miss?
It's not like it's
And they all
it's not
did.
like it's a small creature. Arch
It's
is
a
resized
big
as he got
creature.
4 tiles.
Yeah, 15 meters away. That's standing still.
Did they all roll ones, Arch?
No, one got close. One just needed one more degree of success, but then he got a -1, so he fucked himself.
If these guys survive, I'm petitioning for their court-martial.
The best roll I got
Phosphorus rounds.
was a 2. That was the best I got.
Jesus Christ. Dude,
So I guess
these fucking
Rags was
we
right.
should have just forced them to
You
leave,
should
stay
have-
outside.
You should have let Rags just have them do a shooting competition and figure out who was useless.
No, I was just gonna ask them because surely they have some level of knowledge. Like, what's your training and rifle?
The
how good of
only
a shot?
way we could have saved this is if we had actually left them outside, which was one
I
of my
cannot
original
believe
suggestions.
This is a fucking disaster, and I didn't even make any rolls for it.
I actually succeeded in calming down this guy who just transformed into a wolf.
I can't believe this.
I was
Game
actually
2, that's
doing
so
Then the
fine.
fucking NPCs just fuck it all up. Why
The
are
one
we
time
even
Arch
here?
let you guys bring NPCs with, because he never let us do that.
I know, and
I
this is
thought
the fucking
soldiers
reason.
would be like competent at shooting still large targets at short distances
They're
with rifles they've
panicking,
been
though.
training with.
Like,
To be
imagine
fair,
you
yes,
just saw
they
a
are.
giant
They are
werewolf.
panicking hardcore, and they're second line echelons military police. I mean, these fuckers are not good at what they do.
I gotta give it.
These are the guys who steal other real soldiers' field mail. Just put it like that. Right. So the course of action now is what?
Fucking book it.
We can't go outside because it's daylight. I guess we could jump into the vehicle. It's assumedly right next to the entrance, so we could have gotten here in the first place.
Well, Rags, it's all very well and good you thinking about how you're going to escape.
What are you gonna do to Oozloo? Is it still sunny outside?
Yeah, it is still sunny outside.
Wait, how did you
It
get in
is,
the cave?
but the car is close enough to the point where you can get into it comfortably without exposing yourself.
How is he gonna run? No, you're better off jumping in the water.
Yeah.
No,
I'll-
because it's daylight outside.
Well, I'll be in the underground river for a while. Archie, would it be possible with the speed of the water, do you reckon? Or can my character tell? For me to not go out into the sunlight, for me to stop before I reach the sunlight?
You could grab a rock. Just
Well,
hold on.
in your case, you're fully awake and aware and unhurt. There's nothing suggesting that you would be just driven by the stream if you
Yeah.
didn't want to. So yeah, I think you could. I think you could stay hidden if you wanted to.
I take it that
Rags,
the
you better-
werewolf has a stupidly high movement speed compared to me.
He's pretty quick, yes.
And we're going to be bunched up trying to leave the cave anyway.
Yeah, you're not
first
gonna
of
make
all-
it because you're too close.
Thanks.
You
Resolve and composure plus a D10 for your initiative. Right, come on, Hans. You're probably quick, aren't you?
I'm really getting sick of seeing this cave, though. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Well, we can move on from this cave very soon.
Resolve and composure plus a d10. Do you mean that many d10s plus one?
No,
Or-
the total amount of resolve plus composure, and then plus 1d10. So if
Okay,
you're yes, like
Roll
that.
1
The good thing,
d10.
Because athletics doesn't influence, or dexterity
Oh,
doesn't.
no.
It's very strange.
Right. 10 and 12. On the right spot, all of your shields rolled like shit. I really
Oh,
didn't
well,
give these my
they're already proven themselves to be worthwhile. What has been the effect of the phosphor rounds, by the way? Did any of them land anywhere near the enemy?
It landed close enough to make them aware that you were firing phosphor at them.
Hmm.
check Crusade Tapestries Oozaloo for some art from Lemon.
It's been deleted. Oh no, there it is.
Oh, I was gonna say what?
It was that explicit. All right. So, the shrill screeching continues as the women also transform into werewolf monstrosities. And they run towards you, Zulu, but they're not quite quick enough to reach you.
Lucky me.
They haven't decided to use their leaping power, thinking probably that you are weak, vulnerable, and helpless.
there's almost no point me trying to run out the cave mouth that we came in, because it's going to be clogged up with absolute brainlets.
Brainlets.
No,
That's
no.
cruel.
These are the guys Emil sent us. It's like, what's that? You guys needed like tanks and heavy artillery and
Here's some
massive
rear
shit
echelons.
to your mission. Here's some 5
Have
guys
these.
who can't hit
They'll work
still
out.
large targets at 15 meters.
I'm
Yeah.
still baffled that he sent you guys rear echelon troops, which are
5 of them.
It's actually kind of Emil's fault that we messed this up. I mean, we even tried to warn him. Little did we know that the equipment wasn't the
No,
problem.
that's fine.
It was the walnuts in that were injected
How
into
did we
the
get these fucking
empty
Walmart
skulls of
greeters
these people.
to get in our party?
because the officer that basically we answer to is incompetent.
5. I can't believe that I'd be like,
That's
okay, 5 people, just 5
harsh. soldiers.
soldiers.
Incompetent. Rags, it is your turn.
Yeah, I think, if your elite unit is down to 2/5 of its strength, they're telling you that even at full strength they couldn't fight this thing, and then you send them literally your worst soldiers, and 5 of them. What you're doing there is you're deliberately sacrificing your dudes for no reason. Emil, that was
so
Emil
clever and
being retarded.
intelligent. How did he
He
get
was
to his
being
position?
greedy.
And now I'm going to get wet.
Yeah, wanting the things you need is being greedy.
No, he was being greedy. Well, you were being greedy too.
I was not. I was being greedy.
Rags, what would you like to do? Would you like to go out fighting?
Now I'm going to go outside. So I'm going to immediately. I assume you're jumping in the river, Uzla.
Is there any other choice? I
Yeah,
mean, what I'm
'cause
going to
at
have to
that
do,
point-
Run them.
my best chance is to jump in the river, somehow none of the 3 follow me, which would be fortunate, and then when I get near the cave mouth, literally just stand there, like in the water, tread water, until it's
Waiting.
dark outside.
Just holding onto a rock and waiting,
Hoping that
thinking
in
about what
those,
your life.
yeah, in those, 8 hours or whatever, that the wolf people don't follow me, which they could
Well, they have
easily
to-
do immediately.
Well, I don't know. They haven't ever before. Maybe they've got a thing with water.
Granted, I've got 1 phosphorus round, because every single other phosphorus round I owned was wasted by people who I don't even like.
By a bunch of
We
fucking
joke about
Walmart
communists
greeters,
not
yeah.
being people.
See, that's
But-
the best part of it too. That was a lot of money as well.
I think
You
these
know
guys
what?
are like genetically. There's that. It's not just that there's nothing between the ears. They say that quantum particles are all over the place in space. No, these guys it's whatever's inside a black hole. It's that kind of level of intelligence. Oh shit! That looks scary. I'll shoot around it.
Well, you see, these 5 guys are very dumb, but they exude like an aura of stupid, and when 5 of them are close together, that compounds in intensity.
Oh god, we really should have fucking left them outside, dude.
Well, I hope they're good at running.
I
Right.
don't. Fuck them.
You are going to run out of the cave, yes?
I am going to immediately sound the retreat to my men, tell them to get the fuck out of here, and I'm going to exit the cave.
Dude, I'd be
Even
fucking
after
tempted.
all this, Rags still cares about them.
I'd be fucking tempted to say,
Fuck,
you,
now I
you
feel like they're
5.
mentally challenged or
Yeah.
something. They have to be saved. Like it's a war
You need to go to
crime to,
Auschwitz
that they're
personally.
even here.
I think we're a bit beyond the point of worrying about whether we're committing war crimes or not. But I would be tempted to say, you 5, your final order is stand your ground and then just walk past them.
I don't know what that would do. They couldn't hit anything anyway.
Fuck them. What I'm telling you is, tell them
I'll
to
be
kill
ahead of 'em.
themselves.
Like I'm gonna leave the cave. By the way, you can shoot and then move. So
I don't know what I'm more pissed off about. The fact that they cost me that prestige, the fact that they cost me the ability to shoot 5 werewolves dead, or the fact that they cost me the fucking glory of this brilliant diplomacy. I'm not sure which one to be more pissed off with them about, but the 3 together, it's a recipe for fucking disaster.
this has gone horrible in a way that I couldn't have possibly imagined. Like I can't believe we did all this and it went so well, and then the fucking NPCs that Emil sent us fucked everything up. because
we
they
did
can't.
fine.
And
I've got
everyone's
people,
like,
I've got people
so-
DMing me
Yeah.
saying you did everything right. Archie's bloodthirsty.
So can I?
Me's
It's
bloodthirsty.
true, it's true.
I
Arch.
rolled their fucking morale in the open too, and then
It
Hans
doesn't
decided.
matter, Arch.
Yeah,
The
now.
chat has spoken. You're bloodthirsty.
So I don't have any points.
Rags
In,
leaves.
well, okay, so I don't have any points in drive, but I can surely just start a car and go forward, right?
Well, I'm not sure about that. Anywho, you order the rest of them to retreat as well. Yes.
That's far more than they deserve.
Just yes, yes, yes.
They're going fucking straight to the Russian front after this, but
They're
fine.
already on the Russian front. But
I no, they specifically said they weren't.
We're dropping them behind enemy lines with as much resources, useful resources as they were given to deal with these werewolves, minus
Right.
the one phosphor round.
now, however, come on, my little one. There you go. Right.
Wait, can he even move there if she's in the way?
He's big. He'll throw her out of the way.
Doesn't like his daughters much.
Uzulu, how good's your strength score?
Can I just smile at him and be like, you know what? I didn't shoot you, mate. Did I?
You didn't. That's true. Now, he
My-
tries to grapple you.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, my strength isn't 50, so I think he's probably going to succeed. Yeah, chat, I appreciate the advice to run. Unfortunately, if you'll have a little gander over there to the left of the screen, you'll see that it's his turn before me. My strength is 2.
Chat's like,
Okay. Brawl and strength then. Or actually, you can try and dodge first. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Alright, I'm going to try and dodge
Yeah, sure.
into the water then. Ah, man, if we had disengage from D&D, that would be pretty handy right now.
Oh, okay.
So, what is the roll for that? Is it athletics, dexterity?
Athletics dexterity, yes, to avoid.
Alright, one of my worst rolls. Let's try and see if it works. I dig it, I don't have any modifiers.
I could give you a minus modifier if you want one.
Well, that didn't go well. You know what, Arch?
Don't need to.
I think I might just do that one again.
But
I don't even have 3
What?
dice to re-roll with.
what if he captures you? Maybe he wants to continue the conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll it. That's more like it.
whose input I value.
Yes.
I only get 2 of those, but luckily they were all successes, so that's 2 degrees of success for the
3.
dodge. I mean, you can give me 3 if you like.
Athletics, willpower reroll. Oh yeah, you can only reroll 2. That's true. Thank you. Good. Now that Dev isn't here, Uzulu's taking up his usual role. Right. Unfortunately, I do have bad news for you. You're still gonna have to roll that strength grapple.
Thought I might, yeah. So it would be brawl strength.
Yes. And remember, I see. This is why I'm a kind GM. Remember, Blood Surge gives you a +1.
I use blood surge.
Good boy. Roll a rouse check. Just see if you get hungry.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me. What does it give me +1 to?
Stats. So this gives you 1 to strength.
Alright, so I would give a +1 modifier then.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so brawl. It's not like it's going to help or anything, is it?
Well,
I guess I need to
say
give
that,
myself.
but then you roll a 10 on that +1.
I guess I need to give myself a hunger because I failed the rouse check, right?
Yes, you are a bit nippy and bit peckish right now.
Right, well, that's 2. That was. I have 2 strength, 0 brawl, and 1 bonus. So yeah, that is actually 3 mixed between them, isn't it? Mixed between the normal rolls and hunger rolls.
Is it? Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Well, I rolled almost as well as I could.
Okay. Do you want to keep re-rolling until you get some 10s, maybe? Just saying.
That sounds like a hint, and to be honest, usually that would be an okay roll. I only have 3 willpower, but yes, I guess I'll take the chance.
10% chance.
And do I have to take the reroll if it sucks?
No, you can re-roll the re-rolls.
Okay, then I guess I'm just fucking doing a bunch of rerolls. Right. Fail. 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 These are fantastic rolls if I didn't need 10s.
Kyle, why did you take up all of the fucking 10s? Can't you see that Uzulu needed them right now?
I'm sorry, bro, but I just wanted to show how impressive my digging skills were.
Kyle rolled a 10, 3 10s to dig himself down, and here you are.
I wanted to
We're trying to
live.
save our lives, and we're like 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2.
To be fair, he probably would have died if he didn't do that. Then again, I'm in a rather similar situation here, aren't I?
I feel like it would have been easier for him to dig the hole.
Just dig the hole big. Okay,
Like, it's really, it seems tough to fail digging a hole.
You say that.
Right, so the werewolf reaches out one massive paw and bats away your feminine attempts to stop him violating your personal space. He grabs you by the torso and just lifts you up into the air effortlessly. Behind you, you can hear a lot of yelping in rear-line German troop as they begin to exit the chamber in mass. I see, right. So,
I'd like to take this opportunity to shoot him point blank in the head with my rifle that has a phosphor round in it.
We'll see about that. So, he drags you closer to his ginormous maw, which yaws open before of you like the end of all worlds.
I'd like to take this opportunity to stab him with a silver knife.
Well, if only it was your turn.
I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that I'm not paralyzed during this.
Attack of opportunity?
Kinda.
Whatever you want to call it, realistically, I wouldn't just, sit there.
Realistically, turn order.
That's not realistic, that's the opposite of realistic. I've got two things that could save me here. One of them is probably quite difficult to do now, given I'm close to the beast, but I could have done it earlier. The other one is both quicker and easier at the distance. If you don't allow me to do either of them, I would somewhat criticize you for that.
Actually, well, when it is your turn, you can try to hurt him. That is correct. But there is a third way out of this as well, which you have not considered. He bites you down right in the clavicle area. Like he just fucking bites into you and rips out a chunk of flesh, probably about like a fifth or so of your torso.
Is the third way out you're talking about death?
Close, but not quite. It hurts, even for a vampire. This shit is not good. He's probably destroyed lots of bones, all kinds of horrible shit. As he pulls away, however, you hear a very soft, gargled word. Prove it. Then he tosses you bodily across the room and into the water.
You got into the water anyways.
Shark bait. Ooh, ah.
All the piranhas get him now.
Right.
Yeah, would have been better, more easy for me to prove it if you hadn't put me in talking to the werewolf now, a situation where my character is probably about to die, heading towards sunlight.
Okay, hold on a second.
Fucking
Firstly,
third time
you're
that's
not gonna
happened in this
He's
two
being
fucking sessions.
remarkably generous before being a werewolf. But that is
Being
still
a werewolf
5
is no
points of
excuse.
aggravate damage.
Being a werewolf is
Actually,
no excuse for being a
you should be
retard.
grateful you're alive right now, because normally werewolves don't let vampires go.
The only reason why on the one hand, the only reason why you are missing half a torso is because of your retards. On the other hand, the only reason why you are only missing half a torso is because he is a little intrigued about what you said.
You did
Oh,
good.
wow, I'm
You
glad
actually
that he's
survived the
fucking
encounter.
intrigued. This is great.
Well, Arch,
Clyde
thank
is
you very much
interested.
for giving me some consideration. After telling me that I couldn't stab something right in front of me, I had to just remain paralyzed.
Yeah, that's what the turn
Well,
order is
imagine
for.
if you did
Yeah,
stab
well, the turn order's wrong.
I feel like
No,
that's
that's actually how the game works.
It's
though.
badly designed if that's how it works. I understand that when you're doing things that are separate from each other, for the most part, you have to have some degree of separation of turns.
This is how the game is designed, though.
Yeah,
like,
but
you have a turn
that
order.
means it's badly designed, and we should
You
definitely homebrew some aspects of it. Because tell me that it wouldn't be possible for me to stab the werewolf in that case, and then tell me that that's an insignificant thing to leave out of a combat system.
It's bad enough that the werewolves are just
reactions in
insanely
combat, though. That would also
That
mean
means the NPCs
every time
did as
Kyle
well as-
tries to grapple someone, they can stab him in the guts.
depends on how they do it.
Then
So
maybe
I'm
they
gonna fight you
can.
on this, Uzlu, because if you do this, actually, you're starting to dig over the rest of the team.
Dig over. No, I'm not. If someone could conceivably stab you while you're trying to grapple them, then they could conceivably stab you when you're trying to grapple them.
You played.
It depends on how it's done. Not all grapples are the same.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, he did his turn. His turn was that he succeeded in biting you, so he was biting you. You were grappled, so you couldn't move.
I'm just like, if these things weren't so fucking insanely powerful, like I savor when we get to fight humans.
It's not even that. Like the
they're
game's
werewolves,
rules
though.
should not come above making the game good. That's why it's D&D and not an actual like video game. We can homebrew things that make sense. Turn order is not more important than, but my character could do something in this situation and he isn't paralyzed.
Well, wait, if you're here, are you in daylight?
Yeah.
No, he's treading water. Yeah, just
Oh,
put him
right.
on the map there,
Okay.
because marker.
All right.
Remember, you can still swim.
Well, I can't wait to see what the fate of our 4 dudes is.
Oh, they ran out.
Oh, good. Did they pile into the vehicle where I am?
Of course, they want to get out
All
too.
right.
You
Yeah,
should
we're
shoot the
fucking
mine and
leaving.
cause a cave-in.
We're leaving.
Actually,
That's
don't
not
do
a
that,
bad
because then
idea.
the only way out for them is the way I went.
Now, see, if I was truly cruel, I'd ask Rags, "Do you have the keys?"
I assume we leave the keys in the car or whatever.
But that would
I
be
don't even know.
that would be actually cruel, because the thing
That would be
is,
cruel.
we haven't specified the key rule before, and so doing that
Yes.
now would be extraordinarily cuntish.
It would, but it would also be a little funny.
It would be
So-
funny if you were an asshole. It would be-
I guess we drive away.
In fact, the guy, the Hans, piles in after you and starts yelling at you like, "Drive, idiot!"
Yeah, we drive. I just turn it on and slam the ignition, and we're gone.
Aw. Saint Rags will not take it out on his men, regardless of what they do.
No, we haven't gotten to there yet. I'm worried about the lives at the moment. I just want to get away from this cave. We're fleeing the cave in terror in our vehicle for the 3rd time.
Never to be seen again, hopefully.
I fuck this cave, and fuck werewolves.
Oh, we're not done with the werewolves.
I hope that these 4-5 autistic Walmart greeters can sit quietly in the back seat better than they can shoot large stationary targets.
Well, they are relatively quiet. You know, they're all somewhat pensious. I mean, somebody's gonna have to clean up the fucking car after this. I mean, you know.
And it's all right. Well, now, so our party is down to just me in the Batmobile with 5 useless idiots. I have no idea where my party members are. I have no idea when I'm going to tell Emil. No, I'm going to tell him exactly what I need to fucking tell him, which is that, hey, shockingly, the thing I said would happen happened because you didn't equip your troops to do the super secret amazing mission that you apparently thought was so important.
To be fair, you do have quite the amount of just aggrievement to stand upon here.
Yeah. So,
Right. Should be
And
4.
then there
I
was
kind of
one.
want to I want to
Well-
fast forward to night and just when they dig, all of you just dig yourselves out of your little holes, and then Usually joins, so you can be like, comrade.
I just
Oh,
start
you
looking
guys-
in
you
there.
guys
We
Oh,
weren't
yeah.
expecting to
Back
be
to
united
base.
on this side of the search party.
Uzalu's like, this is where you were?
I mean, assuming he can find the piles of mud.
Well, when the sun goes down, he probably finds you because of the spray of mud. You know, you're just digging away, spraying mud into the air.
Digging. I should have been done digging.
No, you're gonna dig up Sargon and Dev, surely.
In any event, 2 of our guys are not even here.
That's fine. It's not like they could do anything to begin with.
No,
You just want to be a traitor, don't you?
I don't know if that would describe my behavior in this campaign accurately.
I'm just teasing. But are you saying that
I am trying so hard to be the best Nazi I can, and it seems like the world is against me.
The world doesn't
Apparently
like
just
the
not
Nazis.
fit to be a Nazi after all. Oh. You did
It's just
good. You
me,
did good. You made it out
The
alive.
Mousemobile, and 5 autistic Walmart greeters.
Yeah, just dispose of them somewhere, please.
Yeah, they'll spend the rest of the day just talking about how lucky they are to survive, and how damn unfortunate it was that one guy got his head bitten off. But
From their point of view, he's dead as fuck.
yep.
If they see him alive, they're gonna shit themselves again.
Well, I'll probably wrap it up then. Kyle is just, he's digging away. Usually wanders out of the river, minus a chunk of his torso. Kyle can just turn to him and just be like, "Ah, you were bitten too. I'm still alive. Look at me. I'm perfect. Not the point of damage on me."
Wondering what else is gonna start floating down the fucking river.
And like, did you bring more company? Kyle, you really should get yourself hurt. It's unseemly that you're the only
You
one
shut the
without
fuck
damage.
up. You made me hurt and paralyzed pretty much for literally half the year in Lurking Hunger 1. Okay, that does not half the year to play as a cripple. That was
I
not
should break
fun.
Kyle's legs again. That was fun.
At least we're vampires, so usually it can't get that bad because we can heal you up, patch you up nice and good.
Yeah, that wasn't the
Just
thing
shove
I
some
was
mud
worried
in
about.
there.
You're alive, and that's the most important part. And you managed to get out of the situation without dying. And on top of that, he's going to give us another chance. So you did pretty good, considering, like, you weaseled as hard as you possibly could weasel, and you managed to weasel out.
My character is distraught right now.
Why?
My friends are missing, maybe
True.
dead. I don't even know. Now I have these pretenders sitting in my fucking Mousemobile. I don't even have the bodies of my enemies to flaunt. I'm at a loss. I'm so distraught.
Rags, are you
On
hungry?
the bright side,
you
you
are
are in
hungry.
the Wheels of Darkness, which has a radio, and Uzulu has ended up on the correct side of the river with access to both technology and intelligence with which to repair waterlogged radios. If you look at it in a certain light, this went beautifully.
I mean, if our bar is, well, you're not dead, then
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
This is
Pretty
we live to do stuff another day.
The bare minimum regs, okay?
We have exceeded the bare minimum, which is surviving.
Also, I'd like to just quickly mention, Arch, that that werewolf is now my ghoul.
That's fucking true, isn't it?
Wait, you can't go werewolves, can you?
That's
Sure.
right.
Sadly, you can't.
Because to my knowledge, I didn't think that's how that worked. Otherwise, any werewolf that ate any vampire would be ghouled. Can you imagine how ridiculous that would be?
Well, if it killed the thing it bit, then there would be nothing to, you know.
They have blood resistance bond, the same as like a lot of you guys do. You're gonna have to give them a hell of a lot more blood than that, and a little bit more spaced out as well. You could capture them and try and ghoul them though over the course of a few months.
That would be a good idea. Could you imagine a
that'd be
werewolf
great.
henchman?
Plus, Emil
yeah,
would be
that sounds
fucking thrilled with you if you captured a werewolf. He'd even give you experience.
I'd be so glad that he's
I
glad
feel like,
right now.
speaking of experience, it's time for you to, fork over some, you stingy bastard.
Yeah, but Emil would say, "But I don't have my samples."
Well, you know what I say? Too tough.
Well, as
now this is
three
where
of our
Ursula's
5
argument about a
party
game
members
comes into play.
are
This is game
Where,
logic.
where are my samples, Kyle?
No. Shh. Bad.
Where?
XP.
Kyle, where? Where are they?
I'd say 2 to 3 XP. Uzlu, like,
2 to 3.
that was an excellent performance. There was a great speech. It's not every day we actually get those in the campaign, at least campaigns I played. And he managed to survive a situation which I was pretty sure somebody was going to die.
It's good that you have nice people. Yeah, so it was a kind werewolf. He decided he was intrigued, and he gave Uzulu a second chance. He was a kind werewolf.
Oh yeah, that was
Kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it
I'm
wasn't for
gonna
the
fucking kill
Walmart
him. I'm gonna
greeters,
fucking kill him.
I mean, he had to make it look good for his daughters. He couldn't just fling him away.
I don't believe that he would give a shit what his daughters think.
in the name of Allah and all that.
There's no
Well,
way.
He's
And
clearly a very
1940.
progressive werewolf Muslim. Look, no headscarves. Aha,
that we can
checkmate.
see. That we...
Right, so what this actually does is, though, unless you guys do something very interesting over the course of the next episode, this is probably the end of this little sub-chapter, and we're getting to the end of chapter 3 as well.
Oh my god.
So,
book now?
yeah, of course it's a book.
I'm writing my book. Or fanfic. Oh.
All right. So, for this, now that you're actually at the end of this particular area, you do actually get some requisition points. That is correct.
Sweet.
How much requisition points?
Who's
Well,
keeping
let's
tabs
see.
on? Oh.
That means you, Kyle.
No, I did that.
Here,
No, I did that
it's-
for the fucking
I'll
Skaven
go
one. I ain't doing that for
bring it.
this.
No, that's fun though.
Skaven one was.
Anyone can edit it. Let me get to it right now.
Thank you.
Player notes. Load,
Alright.
load.
You get 100.
So we only have. Do we only have 10 RP currently?
Mm. 150.
What's going on, Uzlu?
Death.
Uzlu's dead.
Usually has perished. And the